As long as we come on air every evening, the whole world must listen. As long as we preach this very gospel, Chukwokika Abiyama must be with us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama who resided in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, Nanying Kebine Ligwe, Kahagedin song, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained, that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have spilled, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day Chukwu Abiyama Benigwe whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth, to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. Ahadin sosine bigebi rone bigebi. He said. It's
Young Flight in the mix.
The silver jacket body with Biafra gun, Umokoko. Mad people everywhere. Dara. What you don't know is bigger than you. 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 Hey, he dey make me oh gaga. He dey make me oh gaga. He dey make me oh gaga. This your G. He dey make me oh gaga. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. Ah, he dey beg me, oh, gaga. Mama, he dey beg me, oh, gaga. In this age, he dey beg me, oh, gaga. Sabotu has he dey beg me, oh, for you. Obi daddy, obi them fools everywhere. Obi daddy, obi them fools everywhere. Obi daddy, obi them fools everywhere. When we talk about our freedom, we not go the fence. When we talk about our freedom, they go the fence. When we talk about our freedom, they go the fence. Yeah, he dey pay me, oh gaga. Mama, he dey pay me, oh gaga. In this LG, he dey pay me, oh gaga. Sabotu has he dey pay me, oh gaga. Yeah. Your voice 247. Love you, we love you, everything me blood, brother man, you know. We go Chris. Chiamaka, I got Rasta man of God. Love you. Yeah. That's how you know. Ikuku. Bad guy, you know. But the water master. Love you. I can't see how I go on. I get young away from the minute. All them enemies of your fire. Mad people everywhere. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, now go the best. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, go now go the best. Yeah, he dey pay me oh for you. he dey pay me, oh, gaga. Africans, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. This your G, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. Ah, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. Omo, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. I don't know what's wrong with the reasoning ability of a blonde man. My God. So I'm on Ekpa, maximum respect. Yeah, he dey pay me, oh, for you. He dey pay me, oh, gaga. Africans, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. This your G, he dey pay me, oh, gaga.
Makana wapana kamado Muna kujukwenanya Lewa miriruwe Ogesi makasunano Oga think about your life Before the entire story Ndi mutu inusi Agwa wati mati anodi Eburisi ya na teso Jiri ege kuma kwese Makanu panu boko Opa kichiria, abona bosondo yango, ona yeku chikena kana. Asi mabura kuno mare, ya buru biaru, na mogara pala namu, sorondi bosondo. Opa do maketo, money is not everything. Let's fight for our freedom. For our freedom is our right. Papa mo baramsi. Nadia Frabala mo, Diabuna Nene, Kambu Parayano. Makano Jifemata, Yakaye, Akalobe Ilo, Nesea, Oye Wufem Paranifea, Nkabu Paraniko. Diafra is my life. Diafra Babaramo, I must go back to our land, and get the Pano to go to say. Ogonyega bara mufero, ifa unkemere ya 4 years ago. Gonna talk in me also, Ogo no dira kuri kahala. Mano yesu na bugova na libu, wesi no choro wa Nigeria. Ya biko solo ndia usala ugausa, kanyo wezoro wa neba. Maka no buro lo ugausa, aze gu governor is. Yoga kita pandia usofuma.
Yeah. Let me do that now. I'm taking a screenshot.
All right, wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. You all are highly welcome to this very all-important live presentation this very evening. Today's date is, of course, 8th of October 2024. And we have come, of course, to do the needful this very evening. As you can see on your screen, I have with me right here my comrade, my brother, a formidable comrade in this very quest to restore Biafra for mankind. I have my brother. Before moving forward, I want to welcome Pastor Vam, of course. Mazi, you are highly welcome. You can, I don't think you need any introduction. Just say hello to Biafrans.
Thank you, my big brother. Thank you. Ikuku no Nwoya, I greet you. It is such a pleasure to be here tonight. And fellow Biafrans, we are here to do the needful, to amplify the needful so that the whole world will hear. I know Ikwezioku Uwana Oluanyi, and I'm here. Raphael Chamaka Jere is my name, also known as Pastor Vam, airborne tonight. Mazi, let's see if we can have a way of me also streaming this thing on my channel. Otherwise, we can just still go on. Maybe, I don't know whether there is...
Okay. All right, you can continue to speak while I study the what you sent to me.
Okay. Thank you, fellow Biafrans. You can please continue to hit the like and the share button. You know, I was thinking of going live with this particular subject, and I saw, you know, as the spirit is one and the gospel for Biafra is also one, and I saw Ikuku with the same title. I said, what? And let's do this together, because it's very important. Because if the person concerned does not get the message, you know, he might be having an excuse, but I'm sure he must have gotten the message, because before the next 7 hours, all the media houses would also take this around. And Burna Boy, I don't know if anybody knows what his name actually is. He is a Biafran. He's our brother also. And it is such a shame that he would go and kidnap his own brother just because he said something that he doesn't like. And then the PM, Biafra Republic government, Biafra Republic Prime Minister have given an ultimatum of 48 hours to him to do the needful, of which if he doesn't, you know, he will definitely not be, you know, he will not like what will come after that, honestly speaking, because you would have been counting yourself as the enemy of Biafra if you fail to listen to the authority that have kept you safe all this while. The fact that your people, your brothers and sisters, and everyone in your own country home are not suffering in IDP camps today, are not running helter-skelter, is because we have a prime minister. The fact that your area of the place they call Southeast is safe today, and there is no terrorism, there is no problem like they have in the North, is because we have kept it that way. We have maintained that our place must be the safest area. It is because you have a prime minister. And therefore, for your own interest, you must do the needful. That's why we're here tonight. And fellow Biafrans, you must continue to share this message. Those that know his name, Burna Boy is the name you know him by. I would have also preferred to call him by his maiden name, so that he will understand that we are actually talking to him, and not only talking to him as Burna Boy, but also talking to him as a fellow Biafran who understands what the zoo represents. Recently, we know he said something that got our attention about the zoo. So why will you be behaving like a zoo animal when you know that that is how they are known? The characteristics of the zoo is something that everyone must detest. But for you to also be a part of that character, hey, Chineke mera yebere, organic. So please, it must get to him tonight that the prime minister has spoken. So if he doesn't know, somebody should tell him that Obatobie has spoken. Obatobie has spoken. So that is it. So that is it. Ikuku no wonya. We are here to do the needful. And Biafrans know that we don't just come out because we want to talk. We come out to address matters of interest, not our own personal interest, but the interest of a nation. We're talking about a nation of over 80 million. Yes, even Great Britain. How many people are they? They're not up to 100 million in Britain. They're not up to 100 million. Hey, Ogene. Ogene. Hey, I just go.
Gini.
I got no there. All right, I have to microphone kicking in the Biafra, then they wouldn't dig it. No, you're welcome.
Okay, Honorable Vam. Wow, Ikukuna.
Oh, Guinea, I don't think no.
Ikukuna, Teno.
Otego. Wow. Ndị gboo ekene m na unu mana everybody know Adandemba Nandegede goes with our ancient language. Asụsụ ndị gboo. Ife na-eji so I'm sorry for Biafrans adịm Igbo language understand. Bear with me because everything that we are doing in this world, you must to go with your what they call themselves in Igbo, they call them Bonandegede. So I must to go with my ancestors everywhere that I'm going, so that they will be my witness for everything that I'm doing. So you people should bear with me. Ejimola when ekene ndị mbụ na ndegede ekene nwoke na nwaanyị ikwu na ibe nze na ọzọ ụmụ okoro Igbo ji dee ebube ụmụ ọkpụ ụmụ ibiriachi ekene nna m Igbo ekene gị wee kene ndị mbụ na ndegede niile Igbo ji dee wee kene Chukwu okike abịama ụmụnne nke eke unu mere ama na ahụ siri unu ike. Just achọrọ m ije life mbata wee nyoo because ọ na before na-eje life enyo nka mmara na ikuku nọ life Chineke wee maa amara mba wee nyoo ọnwụ na ọka ji ọsọ bido si ya maka nkọrọ ya aka n'ụzọ ka na-eme mfụkwu ikolo anyị ji wee dee ebube vamvamva ma ọ dịghị izi na sị na ebe ọ na ife na ile anya ihe afụ nnukwu ife na ya n'ọsọsọ nnukwu ife ka anyị ji eje anyị nwe ụmụ igbudigbu anyị adị ala aki behind sị ka anyị join na ndị nekwu anya ife eji ma ife anọ na ya ọ bụrụ na ọkwa dị senti na ahụ ji bịa nji sị ka ji bata na this life ka m bịa na life aka emekoni ahụ ife so oke ka ndị anyị sị na anyụkọ mamịrị ọnụ ọgba ụfụfụ ebe vam na ikuku na-aba anyị na-eje witi asụsụ ndị be Eliza mụ nwa nwaada ndị mbụ na ndị ekere anaghị etu ọfọ na wite asụsụ ndị gboo so mmụọ ndị be Eliza na-agba aka ebe mmụọ ndị mbụ na ndị ekere a na-agbala anyị aka ebe n'ọkwa na anyị ji egwu jide ọfọ n'ife anyị ji eje. So ụmụnne m ndị gboo ekene m unu niile ụmụ ike nji aba maka a sị na ọnụ nwa ike anyị ji aba anyị na-ekwu n'ọnụ mana ọnụ nwa ndị na-alụ ya nwa ọnụ ba isi anyị ana m ekene unu niile. So ụmụ ndị gboo ekene m unu. I greet everybody. Ndewo ikuku nna.
Ndewo ada diola mma ada ndị Igbo niile ada Biafra udo dịrị gị. Pastor Vam, the Honorable Minister, you all are highly welcome to this very live presentation this evening. Of course, God has mandated us to come, and as we have come, we must do the needful, and of course, we must finish this very job. All right, without further hesitation, I welcome every one of you, Biafrans who are listening from your various locations all over the world. We are not going to take your time this evening. We will do the needful, and we will be very, very strict and straightforward. So, as you can see, going by the title of this very broadcast, which we have said, PM Simon Ekpa issues 48 hours ultimatum to Burna Boy to release Darlington, or, of course, even though we do not complete the next one. Ndị Igbo si na ọ na-abụ onye atụrụ inu kọwalị ya ya bụ na ego eji wee nụọ nne ya efuru ọfịa. So, I hope and I strongly believe that Burna Boy himself will pay very close attention to this very broadcast this evening, because I am 100% certain that he must have seen the tweet of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko. And he knows very well that the man in question is not somebody you can take for granted. Ndị Igbo si na mbọsị amụlụ dike na mba ka amụlụ ibe ya. So, Burna Boy, we all love you, we all cherish you. You are a son of the soil, a Biafran son. I want you to know that your fame must not deceive you. This word is going straight to Burna Boy. I have not started talking to him. We are going to talk to him. This is just a preamble. Burna Boy must know that his firm must not deceive him in order to discard the warning and ultimatum from the Prime Minister of the LGIA. He must know that no matter how far an eagle can fly, he will still see the fish deep inside the ocean. So, Omala Aso, or Swanikwe, Momala Aso, or Swanani, and Obono Swanani, or Subiapuropaya. Now, Pastor Van, the Honorable Minister, I don't know if you managed to hook up. Of course, I didn't see your channel, but have you shared the screen so that you can be able to broadcast it on your own platform? Pastor Van.
Can you hear me? What happened? My camera. I'm trying to see if I can share the screen. The thing took away my video. Can you hear me?
I can hear you live and direct, but it's like your video is just one place.
So I'm just trying to see if I can share screen from another, because the thing didn't give me option to share, to hook up my channel. So let me see if I can share the screen. Just go ahead with again. Let me see if I can share screen from Restream.
Okay, fine then. Fine.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to begin with the video of Speed Darlington's mother, where she was lamenting this very afternoon. When I saw that very video, I was completely broken. It was disheartening to see a Biafran mother crying and shedding tears for or on behalf of her own son, especially only son. To make the matter worse, only son. And it happened that the person who made this mother to shed tears in the public this way is also another Biafran, a son of the soil again. No. We cannot take this.
Ikuku, give me just 3 minutes. Let me step out and fix it. I will join you. Just watch out for the room and bring me in. Just 3 minutes.
Okay, very fine, no problem.
Yeah.
Now, Adadi Olamma Adibonine, I want us to begin with the video of course, the Prince Darlington's God forbid, Speed Darlington's mother. Chukwaju. Hey, so let us first of all watch the video. After watching the video, then we'll start, of course, reading out the Prime Minister's conversation, including the 48 hours ultimatum given to Burna Boy to release Prince Darlington, Speed Darlington. Speed Darlington.
Good day, everyone. Good day, Nigerians. My name is Miss Queen. I am Darlington's mother. I just get information that my son is missing. Speed Darlington is missing. His gate man called my family and notified my family that there's a video Darlington made and put on internet about Burna Boy. So he notified my family that Burna Boy came with his team and they picked Darlington up from his house. Please, please. Darlington is my only son. Darlington is one and only son I have. I am begging my fellow Nigerians, please, everyone should help me to beg Burna Boy. Burna Boy, please. My name is Miss Queen. Burna Boy, I'm begging you. My knees on the ground. Please, I am begging you, Burna Boy. Tamper justice with mercy, please. Tamper justice with mercy. Have mercy on my son. Forgive me, please. Burna Boy, I'm on my knees. I'm begging. Tamper justice with mercy. Forgive Darlington. Forgive Darlington. Forgive Darlington. I am begging. Nigerians, please come to Darlington's aid. Please. You people, all Nigerians, all Darlington's fans should join me to beg Burna Boy. Please. Burna Boy, please. Tamper justice with mercy. Forgive Darlington. This is me, Darlington's biological mother. I am begging. I don't know what to say other than I am begging. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a mother. Please. He's my only son. Forgive him. Forgive him. I'm just asking for forgiveness. Please, Burna Boy, please. Please. Please, I'm begging. Forgive my son. Release him. Forgive my son, Burna Boy, please. All Darlington's fans out there, please join me to beg Burna Boy for the release of Darlington. Nigerians, come to my son's aid, please. Please. I am begging. I'm on my knees begging. I'm begging. I'm just begging. I have no words. I have nothing to say than to beg Burna Boy. Burna Boy, please, I'm on my knees.
Adade Olamma, you know, the more I watch this video, the more I become more emotional. And I may not even play it again. Does it really worth it? Does it really worth it? First of all, let us ask a question. The question here is, okay, we have seen the video, a Biafran mother kneeling down for Burna Boy, whom, according to what I heard a few months ago, they said he's 30 years. According to what I heard, I'm not sure, I don't know his age.
Just a small boy.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know his age, but a few months ago, I heard he celebrated his 30 years birthday. So now the question here to start with is, what is the crime of Speed Darlington, aka Abbey? The crime of Speed Darlington is he used his constitutional given right, which is free of speech. We are going based into the legal side of the whole thing. Let us first of all look into the legal side of it. After looking into the legal side of it, then we'll begin to analyze it critically and, of course, in human perspective. But let us first of all look at the legal part of it. The crime of Speed Darlington is simply because he used his constitutional right to speak, irrespective of whose name is being mentioned. It is his constitutional right, his inalienable right to speak, to use his mouth to talk. No matter whose name is mentioned, the Constitution gave every human being, not just here in the zoo, all over the world, the Constitution of the world, United Nations, African Charter, Nigeria Constitution, anywhere in the world. It is our God-given right to speak, which is called freedom of speech legally. So, that is the crime of Speed Darlington to start with. So, because we need to know these things, when we talk about law, let us know what the law says. The law says that we all have the right of freedom of speech. And the law, especially in the zoo, it did not say, when the law say we have the freedom to speak, it did not limit the extent or the level of our speech. The law did not say you have freedom to speak, but you must not say this or you must not say that. When you have the freedom to speak, you must not mention somebody's name when you are speaking. The law did not say anything like that. The law says we are free to speak up. So, Adade Oramma, this woman here is a mother, like you. Please, I want you to pick it up from there before we begin to bring some other things up.
Picking will you keep the picture of that woman because
Sure.
wow. Ikuku nna mgbe m batara banye na ihe m agbata obi gaa through ife tweet ihe o tweetere today ka m jekwule this program hallelujah aka alele call for me wee tie mkpu wee sị ọ gịnị na-eme mgbe ọ na-asị na ya mama Prince Darlington ntie wee gerezi ihe ọ na-ekwu. This program Prince Darlington mere eji were kidnap onye onwere onye watching that program. Onwere onye watching that program. It's like ihe ọgbọ na ọgbọ na-eme o ife mfụrụ ya ọwụ afụrụ m ya nọ something nwere ike mmadụ dịka Burna boy eji were kidnap Prince Darlington. No, I didn't want to get aggressive today because someone if and for a mother like this, with her age, kneel down for a small boy omolamo. When I Burna boy, more for a picture of this woman rain down, need a weep banana. Now ya ka o release ele otu mkpụrụ anya o ji afụ ụzọ wee na-asị Burna boy ya cheke n'ọnwụ na ọmụmụ ya mana nwere ife nna-achọ ime ka ụnụ malụ na ihe ọwụna na-eme na be anyị aka Chukwu dị ya na ihe ọwụna anyị na-eme o nwere njisi na aka Chukwu dị ya. Burna boy egosigo identity ya na Biafra land. O gosigo identity ya na Biafra land. For him, we just kidnap this boy called Prince Darlington.
Speed Darlington. The other one you mentioned is prohibited.
In fact, so instead, amazikwa ebe nọ e mara ndị otu a mkpa anaba amụ iwe abịa ma adị ma like iwe maka program a with so much emotion okwe watago. So ana m ajụ Burna boy ebe ọ nọ na ofu this woman kneeling down na ayọ ya si ya biko gumele ya ebele hapụrụ ya otu mkpụrụ anya o ji afọ ụzọ wee na-ajụ Burna boy ya megodu na ọnwụ nọ ya mee imagine na ọnwụ nọ ọmụmụ ya oya like ka nne mụrụ ya n'afọ gbulu nwa nne ya mụrụ amụ ikpere na ya biko the program a na-ekwu watching m that program otebeghị aka o mere program ahụ otebeghị aka o mere this program a na-ekwu and onwekwara ihe mfuru rijuru afọ na that program eji wee je kidnap mana let me tell you people something ihe na-eme na be anyị ọ ka mma ndị be anyị si na ọ na-adị mma ikuku ya amara nka m esikwu ihe because na na-alapụtafa na-alapụta these people wee megide wee ruo to this extent ndị be anyị wee fụ who is Burna Boy and okedekwana ụdị mmadụ ọhụụ ebe Burna Boy nwere ụmụ boys na-eme kidnap because ọ kidnap ka ekidnapụrụ ife a ọmụnwa nwa ada ndị mbụ na ndị egede na-asị na nke ahụrọ mbụ ọ na-ekidnap nke ahụ ebe ọ na-ekidnap mfeatị ọhọ bụ ihe ka ọhụ because from reason why eji wee je kidnap or this akpị nwa amama na just ibe o mere mbọsị a just ibe o mere mbọsị a o egwu ọgbọ na ọgbọ na-agba okwu ọgbọ na ọgbọ na-agwa ọgbụ ya is terrible mana ana m achọ ime ka Burna Boy malụ that na ikpele adịsị ụmụanụ gburu wee yọọ ya biko Burna Boy let me tell you something ego ụkwara ọbịbịa ka ọ bịa and ego na-eje eje ego onye ọbịa ka ọ mana ego na-anọgide nọ n'ọkpụtọghị ọkpụwa ego ịkpata n'ụzọ gaziri agazi mana ego ọnwụ na ịkpata n'ụzọ ọjọọ otu ahụ o si bịa oye esi na jee jụọ ese ndị ọzọ jee jụọ ka ha si wee bido ebe ka ha nọ today mana eme n'ife ife ya ahụ amụrụ nka m esi wee in fact ka nyego biko ikuku na ka vanvanvan kuke n'okwu obi adịm mma ọsọ ọgwụ na-atọghepụ m ihe ya emebi anya ka m na-eji onwe m.
Okay. Honorable Vam, there is something that I don't want to talk about. I will just ask you that question, but it left for you to decide whether you want to talk about it or not. We all know that Burna Boy is our own person. He's a full-blooded Biafran, and he understands properly well that the zoo called Nigeria can never work. He has already said it before. He said that Nigeria is not even supposed to exist. We have the video. So, we're not is put from background.
I don't check him for your side. Or from my side.
Okay,
Okay, now.
Okay. Go ahead, Ikuku.
Yeah, so now this question is, first of all, before we move into the other segment, which is the 48 hours ultimatum from the PM. What made Burna Boy, like, remember I said you can choose whether to answer this question or not, because as for me, I don't want to go into that very side. I don't want to delve into that matter there. But my question is, being Speed Darlington, being who he is, we all know how he speaks. This is somebody that doesn't mince word. He speaks, he speaks like he's cracking joke, right?
Exactly.
At the same time, he's saying the truth. You understand? I sometimes I see him as a comedian. I don't even see him as a musician. I see him as a comedian. So now, my question, which you may choose to answer or not, is that based on what Speed Darlington said about Burna Boy, and for him to quickly kidnap him just like that with so much anger, does he mean that there is atom of truth on what the guy said? Although I don't want to talk that side, though, you choose whether to answer that question or we move.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ikuku. I want to say that this is a very wrong. In fact, Burna Boy has just fired very, very wrong. He fired very, very wrong because he has been doing well on his own. And as a Biafran, the grace of Biafra is upon him. You know, among all the artists in the developing republic, you know, Chuko Kabiama singled him out to show him favor, whichever way. I don't know how Chuko Kike chose to bless him that way. Even those that people think, are getting all the hype for the level that Burna Boy have gotten to. Even Davido, Whiskey, and the rest of them, none of them have gotten there. You know, he's a powerhouse as far as Afrobeat and even together with hip hop is concerned in that zoo. But come to think of somebody like Ekpa or Speed Darlington that everybody knows, who is a fun, who is a jovial joke comedian, you know, serious and not serious sometimes, you know, that he said something and you are taking it hook, line, and sinker to begin to act on it, because right now it is no longer allegedly. It's no longer allegedly because from the office of this lawyer to very dark man, what's Deji Adeyanju? Deji Adeyanju have confirmed that the order to pick up Speed Darlington actually came from Burna Boy. It has been confirmed, so it is no longer allegedly. Now, the accusation or the speculation that Darlington speculated about the relationship between Burna Boy and PDD, which is the recent happening, is something that everybody, I believe, must have taken with a pinch of salt. Everybody, including myself. Even though I know that a lot of things can happen in that music industry, but personally, I took that with a pinch of salt because it is none of my business. I don't care. Whether it is true or it is not true, it is something that is normal with the music industry and the entertainment industry. Gayism and lesbianism and all those things. So, okay, if Burna Boy is actually trying to portray himself as an innocent person or somebody that doesn't play along that line or that doesn't indulge with such a lifestyle, the best way is to ignore and pretend as if he doesn't even know that anybody like Speed Darlington exists.
Yeah.
And pretend as if Speed Darlington never even, in fact, if it is true that Speed Darlington sings and is a musician, but you cannot compare Speed Darlington and Burna Boy. As you know, when you're talking about the juggernauts, you know, of the music world in Africa, Burna Boy and Speed Darlington are not at the same path. You understand? They're not at the same cadre. So for Burna Boy to take that very seriously, honestly speaking, so it makes me begin to think, is Burna Boy trying to validate the accusation of Speed Darlington? Because for you to take it personally, it means that maybe Speed Darlington may have touched him where actually it affected him. But if he is not involved in it, it is something that he would have just ignored and forget about it. Because just like our Prime Minister said, a lot of people have insulted our Prime Minister. What have they not called him? They have called him different names. But there's one thing our PM maintains, which every human being that have critical ability of thinking, or I would say, let me not use revolutionary now, because Burna Boy, I won't count him among the revolutionary. Because if you are revolutionary, anything anybody calls you wouldn't matter to you. But what you will become eventually, it is your result that will be answering for you. But for you to act like this, man, my guy, it means that you are making us say that, man, maybe what Ekpa was actually saying, there are elements of truth in it. You understand what I mean? So that's exactly how I would respond.
Okay, that's good. Just like as I said, I don't actually want to talk about that side. But kaijiko ofu anya na-enyo kwa Burna Boy, kaiji ofu anya na-enyo Burna Boy, just exactly what you said. The way he has quickly reacted towards this very, issue, has actually raised an eyebrow. So I don't know, but let's leave that one for another day. So based on what the Prime Minister, let us now go into the Prime Minister's, comment and of course ultimatum. According to the PM today, he said, so Burna Boy is now a government of his own, that he can kidnap a Biafran with his team. Whoever knows Burna Boy should tell him that after 48 hours and Speed Darlington is not freed, we will humble him. We will humble him. Make sure this message goes to him and his kidnapping gang. 48 hours starts from now. This impunity will end with Biafra. Now, there are other, comments of the Prime Minister which we are going to bring moving forward, but let us first of all dissect this one. So I want to pick some words from here, and then first question will go to Adade Olamma, which the PM said. So Burna Boy is now a government of his own that can kidnap a Biafran with his team. So now, this current issue that took place, Burna Boy, according to what Speed Darlington's mother said, that Burna Boy came with his team. We did not hear Burna Boy came with police and arrested Speed Darlington, aka Abe. We never heard that Burna Boy came with DSS to arrest Speed Darlington. Even though it is not constitutional to arrest any civilian with military, with an army officer, it is unconstitutional. But even with that, still, we did not hear that Burna Boy came with army officers and arrested Speed Darlington. But what we heard that he came with his team. Now, Adade Olamma Buko, because we are talking about a Biafran here, or two Biafrans, Burna Boy and Speed Darlington, two Biafrans here, and one has actually committed a crime of kidnap. Because what message do you have for Burna Boy for doing this, for this kidnapping, incident that took place today?
Ikuku na-adịka ka m si wee gwa gị n'anya efu na ahụ juru m oyi. Ahụ juru m oyi too much. O nwere ihe kpatara ahụ ji wee jụọ m oyi. Ihe kpatara ahụ ji wee jụọ m oyi wụdatịra nwa mmadụ akpị nwa amama ka nọ n'aka ndị ilo. Maka mmasị nọ ndị ilo ka ahụ because na mgbe ọ na nwa Biafra nwa ajaanị kidnapụrụ nwanne ya, kidnapụrụ nwanne ya. Ọ wụrụgo onye ilo m ụlọ onye ilo gị because ọhụrụ m nwa ka o ji afụ ha. And Burna Boy egosigo ya ọkpa egwu ya afụ ihe ọ na-eme. Ka m gwakwa ụnụ ihe a na-akwa eme na nkịtị, ihe anaghị eme na nkịtị, na Chineke na-eji ihe wee gosi ihe. Mana dị onye okwu m nwere ike ịgwa Burna Boy ụdat na Burna Boy, o nwere ife eji ama dike. O nwere ife eji ama dike. Ife eji ama dike n'obodo, ihe na-eme n'obodo, dike bata ihe ebe. Dike na-edozi edozi, na dike adịghị eme mmesasị. Ọwụ na nwanne gị nwoke gwara gị ife adịghị mma, like ịma ka o si kwu ya okwu, ịnọkwara social media and inwekwa your fans, ị bịa reply in that way onye o si gwa gị ya. Mana ebe megidere ọwụzie na kidnap uze ya bulu. Thank God, because na ife eji ekwu ya na-ekwu kịta that na identity ndị kidnapụrụ akpị nwa agbama pụtara. Ọwụ na Burna Boy ma n'otu a ka o ya esi wee dị, o ya na-eme onwe onye ya amanụ. Mana Burna Boy kwesịrị ịma that na o nwere ife karịrị mmadụ. Otu ogo na ka anyị na-agwa na mmụọ nwaanyị ebiligo ọrụ. O nwere ife mmadụ ya emegide n'ụwa, sọsọ ife a na-ezo ezo bụ ife ọjọọ, ife ọma dị ezo ya ezo, maka ife ọjọọ one day ọma pụta. no Chineke lapụtara Burna Boy chi gosi enwe ụmụ ndị gboo dekwa onye a ekwo dị mmadụ. Achọrọ m ikwu okwu mmụọ m ekwere m ka m kwuo okwu na ya don't know why. Mana ife nna ya Burna Boy nna ezi nwanne m onye bụ nwanne gburu nwanne ya wụrụ odogwu asọkwa na igbu ne akpị nwa mama asọ m na igbu gị. Mana ife nna ya go biko hapụ ya ka o jere ịmarago na ọ pụta gị ife rapụ ya. Our prime minister bata obie nyere 48 hours 48 hours dị too much iji gwakwa gị eziokwu. Mana n'anya ka m gwa gị onwekwa onye ndụ ya dị n'elu ndụ onye ọbụla dị n'ala. Iwu nwa aja ama onye ewu ama nne gị ama nna gị ama ikwu gị ama ibe gị. The only thing na-achọ ime ka ị mara na hence na ewu nwa aja ịgbata ya n'ọsọ. And let me tell you something, if you just mkpụrụ group mmadụ na-abụ mmadụ ịtọkwa egbe, that's all. Ndị nwekwara ike ịba aka gị ọwụ Nigerian government. Let me tell you something. Ọnwụ nọ because of ihe akpị nwa mama na-ekwu maka njem nwere onwe anyị ka Nigerian government ji wee si n'aka gị because ha na-esi n'aka ụmụ nwanne egbu nwanne. Ha wee chi isi n'aka gị wee mebi na nwa amadi ya ịdara ya. Mana ka ngwa gị ije ihe ejetie because ọ na nwatakịrị akwụcha ife ọ na-ekwu mfụkwa ya n'ụlọ ebe ọ na-asị ya ọkwana ihe niile ọ na-ekwu kwucha ọ na-ejegharị. So Burna Boy ịmadatara na iwere mmadụ ndị onye Igbo ka ị nwere ụmụ Igbo na-ekwe na ka Nigerian government yuzu gasị ọkwa ha na-eyuzu gị. Na ọkwa m ihe a akpị nwa mama kwuru ka iji je kpọrọ ya uti ndị ya organic believe me maybe na akwụgo gị ụgwọ ngụnwa masị. Na the only thing na-agwa gị biko release this boy, release nwatakịrị ya ka ọ na-akwụ. Ọnwụ na enugodo akwa president asị ma ọgwụ na enu akwa akpị nwa mama ọnwụ na enu akwa akpị nwa mama na akwa nne. Ọnwụ na enu akwa nne na akwa ndị fans ya. Ọnwụ na enu akwa fans ya n'okwu akwa ụmụnne ikwu na ibie n'okwu akwa nwa nwa ada ndị mbụ na ndị egede. Biko release nwatakịrị ya hapụ ya ka ọ na sọnsọ ife nna ya oge. Achọrọ m ikwu okwu for now. Achọrọ m ịdị aggressive. Achọrọ m ịdị nnọọ cool because life nwatakịrị ka na-ekwu okwu ya. Biko ana m ayọ gị hapụ nwatakịrị ahụ ka ọ pụta sọnsọ ife m ekwude for now. Ikuku na
All right.
iji nwayọ biko.
Thank you. Honorable Pastor Van Van Van, look at this place, which is the main thing that has brought us here this evening. Our Prime Minister said, whoever knows Burna Boy should tell him that after 48 hours and Speed Darlington is not freed, we will humble him. We will humble him. I don't want to ask you a question. Just carry on. I don't want to ask you any question. Just carry on.
Now, Burna Boy, I want you to know that the only people that have your interests at heart are the people talking to you right now. The only man that would stand for you, this same zoo that you are using now, to oppress your own brother. The only person that will save you from their wicked machinations is the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government. So look around and think. Nigeria have no government. Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is wrecked. No system, no foundation, nothing. So if you are using a system that has no foundation to fight your brother, and that system already has become a banana republic. A banana republic. Look at what is happening in your neighborhood right now as we speak in River State. See what is happening. Is that government? So is this a country you will affiliate yourself with? And so you don't use that country as your
your backup or use them as your powerhouse or whatever. Because what you are using them to do to your brother, when they turn around to do it to you, the people that will save you are the people advising you now on what to do. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile have told you from the spirit of love that look, you must, within the next 48 hours, that same button you pressed and Darlington was taken, go back there and press it. Let him get back to his business. Let him get back home. Because if you don't do it, you will not be happy. What the repercussion will be to you. You might say you are Odogu. Go and find out the meaning of Odogu and find out what we understand by Odogu. Like Adade Orama have already said here, that only one layer broke Odogu. Only one layer for job broke Odogu. So the only thing that makes you Odogu is that you are doing well, excelling as a Biafran that you are. But this you have done now will not join among the accolades that will be added to the Odogu you are being called. And so don't allow the people that celebrate you to turn around and get angry with you, because no man is an island. And the man that has spoken is the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government. His word is the final say in Biafra land. Yes, honestly speaking. And for the interest of the people, for your own interest, he speaks. Because if such a thing is happening to you right now, the same way we are backing Darlington up is the same way we will back you up. The same way he is speaking for Darlington is the same way he will speak for you. So that is why you must understand that he has your interests at heart and he has the interests of Darlington at heart. We as Biafrans, we should first and foremost be thinking about how we will be able to overcome these enemies that surround us. Onye ndị iro gbara okirikiri, ndụ ya kọrọ na-eche mgbe niile. Ọ gaghị na-achọ ebe o esi mmerụ onwe ya ahụ or inflict more damages on his own life. Because when what you are inflicting is damages upon your own life, because what happens to your brother is happening to you. No matter how you see it, you must think very twice. Yes. So please, I don't want to use hard words, just like my sister have adopted tonight, and we have adopted the same spirit to speak to you as a brother tonight. We don't want to be violent because, as you can see, the zoo that was thinking they had monopoly of violence. Ask them what they are receiving. Like today now, they are using bags to carry their bodies out of Biafra land. Today, go and ask them the scores. So when we speak what we mean. We mean what we say. And so we don't do it to our own people. So let us be secured on our own and allow them to feel the pain of Nigeria. The pain that has been inflicted on the zoo today, the zoo should be the ones feeling it. Then Biafra, we have been able to contain all their pressure, all their lies, all their evil. So let us not inflict pain on ourselves. So go ahead right now. Don't forget about that pride. I'm telling you, do the needful. Let Prince Darlington go back home. Thank you very much, Ikuku.
All right, thank you. Let us also see another thing that the Prime Minister said concerning this very development. The intimidation Biafrans go through under Nigeria will come to an end soon.
Yes.
People like Burna Boy will be under Nigeria and enjoying the impunity of the system, kidnapping and molesting innocent people for speaking out.
Exactly.
If you so much love Nigeria, why will you go and kidnap him with your men? The terrorist state will terrorize Biafrans, and you, Burna Boy, will also terrorize a Biafran. After the 48 hours and this boy is not released, you will become an enemy. Exactly. If you are kidnapped today by anyone, we will do the same. Now, this very last word, before even looking at other things he said, the PM said, if you are kidnapped today by anyone, we will do the same. He's talking to Burna Boy directly. And this is not a joke. This is not a joke. Because couple of weeks ago, we all saw what happened to our sister Maka in Canada. We saw how the Biafra government, came out, backed her up, and fought for her, even continue to fight for her, both legally, media-wise, and otherwise. So, meaning that for the Prime Minister to give Burna Boy 48 hours ultimatum does not mean that the Biafra government hates Burna Boy. No.
At all.
There is nothing like that.
At all.
Because he has cleared the air here that if you are being kidnapped today by anyone, we will do the same for you. We will also fight for you as a Biafran. Right? So
Yes.
now, my question is, this question, I will bring it back to you, Vam. This kind of impunity which is happening within the Zoological Republic here, have you now seen the reason the zoo has no any other option if not to go down?
Yes.
Because they talk about human rights. There is no human right. They talk about freedom of speech. There is no freedom of speech. They talk about freedom of association. There is no freedom of association. People will gather to protest, they will shoot at them. So, are you not amazed that somebody like Burna Boy, who should be very well civilized and mentally, emancipated, could, put himself or descend so low in kidnapping a fellow citizen just because he speak up?
That is what the zoo does to anyone that considers himself a part of that zoo. Because this man has forgotten that not quite long we have been, his video was going viral when he actually talked about Nigeria. And the Burna Boy, most of the times, doesn't stay in Nigeria. He stays outside the country. And he knows how how law and order is maintained in those countries where he is getting all the awards he's having, and that makes him the Burna Boy that he is. If that is the way it happens in Europe and America, where he is known to be Burna Boy, that powerhouse of Afrobeats, would he be the Burna Boy that he is today if this impunity is prevalent in those places? Look at just because you have money in the zoo, anybody talks and you can buy the police, you can buy anything. So is that what you want to associate yourself with and be proud of? Is there no court of law? If you don't like what the young one, even if it's your father, your sister, your brother, said something you don't like, or have abused you, have said things that you feel is an insult to your own person, there's a place you resolve it. You go to the court, you sue the person to court, you serve him a paper, the person goes and proves his innocence there, or whether he is guilty, then the law will have its case. But even in this case, you know that even in that zoo, there is no justice even in the legal system. So nothing actually works there. That is why if you are someone that is enlightened, as I suppose Burna Boy is, his name shouldn't be around any story like this, honestly. Because no matter which way it goes, you're involving yourself with the zoo. You're just going to rub yourself in the mud, and you are going to, your integrity will be put into question. Your life will be, we have comma in your life. So that's why this shouldn't be a part of that as quickly as you can. Just like Adadio Rama said, 48 hours is even too much. By this time tomorrow, we should already hear that Prince Steve Darlington is out of the holding of those, people that can be bought. In which country do you buy police? Which country? Any country that function very well, that maintain law and order, that you will come and pay police to do. It's only in banana republics that things like that happen.
Exactly.
Even the people that gave you Nigeria, it doesn't happen in their place where you can pay police to do anything you want them to do for you. It doesn't happen that way. So, Burna Boy, so then let us overflow this issue.
Okay.
So that tomorrow we'll be happy with you.
Okay, the last but not the least, the last, from the Prime Minister, and then this one I will allow Adade Olamma to make comment on it before we delve into the other topic, because there is something big, something very, very huge happened between yesterday and today. So actually, before the issue of this Burna Boy came up, I wanted to talk about it this evening. So, but because of the, the importance and urgency of this very, Burna Boy matter and Speed Darlington, I say, okay, let us begin with this. So, the last but not the least, for this very current matter, the PM said, the people that abused me for the past 3 years, none of them have been kidnapped or physically harassed, which is the truth. The Biafra we are fighting for is a Biafra where people will have freedom of speech, and I am leading it already by example. Remember, Adade Olamma, the PM said, the people that abused him for the past 3 years. And let me be frank. I am not going to say this because the Prime Minister is here with us. I'm not going to say this because I want to praise the Prime Minister. I'm not going to say this because I want to put Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under. I'm not going to say this because I want to, neglect the effort of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No. I have an evidence to what I want to say. Now, I'm not talking about suffering. If I want to talk about suffering, somebody who have suffered most for Biafra or for Biafrans, no doubt it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no question. He has gone to prison twice because of Biafra. Now, but in terms of abuse, which is the word being used here by the Prime Minister, and which is what the Burna Boy himself might think or believe, that he has been abused by, Abe. So let us talk about abuse. I have not seen anybody in my whole life, and I said in my whole life.
Very correct.
I'm not talking about this year. I'm not talking about last year. I'm not talking about 3 years ago. I said, in my whole life, I have never seen. Of course, I heard about the abuse of Jesus Christ. So I'm not talking about that one because I did not see it. But I've not seen anybody in my life being abused more than the abuse that the Prime Minister of BLG, i.e. Mazi Simon Ekpa, has received. I will tell you why. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's not about comparison. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abused by political elites and some other tribes in the zoo that do not believe in Biafra. But Mazi Simon Ekpa has been abused by the same set of people that have abused Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they abused by his own people. Are you getting me now? By his own people, that they were all chasing the same cow together. And these people turned around and started chasing him and now claiming that his own leg now resembles the leg of that cow that they are chasing. You see? So, yet, according to him here, he said, the people that abused him for the past 3 years, none of them have been kidnapped or physically harassed. Adade Olamma, please, your final word to Burna Boy over this matter, comparing with what the Prime Minister of BRGIE has passed through and is still passing through today, including names that has been called. He has been called both Nigerian agent, all manner of names. Someone called for there's new name. Phone ran up now. I saw the idiot saw Buffon. He doesn't even know how to pronounce it. He said he called it Buffon. So please, can you say something briefly over this before we move into the next segment?
Okay. Akarusa ngene kulu ngene ngona n'ọkwa karusa mba na sụọ mba na nni ọkwa ịghọtago o nwere the point ọbata obi ewepụtara ebe a na ya afụbeghị ha ekidinapụ ọfa ọhalasị afa ụnụ ọfụ ha n'ebe kidinapụla onwe I don't know possible na ụnụ abụghị onye ji na-ahalasị onwe mba nụnụ one ndị wụzi kidnapping onye na-emezi kidnap onye ndị ọnwụ ha nwa onye dị na ya ekpe halas ha nwa so ọ dịghị possible na ha ya ekidnap onwe fa na ọ dịghị possible now. The only thing m gwara these people that na kwefu na ihe niile na ndụ a ka ọ na-eme ogologo ndụ ka nyere fa ya na ala isi ike mba ewepụrụ m ala isi ike mba adị enyo ndị ụchụ ala isi ike mana ha ya adị ndụ fụ ka o ji esi wee endie afọ nwụ na a na-akpọ abata obi ọnwụ ngozi ka ha na-enye elu ka ha na-ebunye all the time ọnwụ na ha mara datị na afọ ọnwụ na ha kpọrọ ya ihe ọnwụ na fa kpọrọ ya ihe ọnwụ na fa emenie n'elu ka ha na-ebunye ebe ya na-emezi and ọnwụ na fa ma ife ka akwụsị because iwọchi arụkịta ha dagbuo ọbata obi enye chọọ nke mkparị ha nyere since ha many years ago wepụtakwu ya ka ha wee nwee ike ikwu okwu gosi datị na ọ na-amịta mkpụrụ n'ime ndụ ya ọwadịda maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwuru esi ọnwụ na ị na-eme ife a naghị akparị gị a na-akpa gị kidnap a na-akpọ gị onye oshi ma na ị naghị eme taa na ihe eji ma na ife ị na-eme na-aga wụdatị na a na-enye gị those names ama na m ọ na-ekwuita n'ife ijuru m so
yes
nna be anyị
okay, round up. On another breaking news pụtalụ now. Round up.
The only thing m nwere ike ịgwa gị na destiny na anyị kwuru iju ajụjụ anyị jụrụ na afụbebe ebe kidnapụrụ ọhalasị ya wee na-asị gị dat na ndị kidnap adịghị kidnap onwe and onye na-ekpe halasị adịghị ahalasị onwe shows you that na ihe niile na-eme na be anyị today ọha na-eme all the kidnaps ọha na-eme and all the harass ọha na-eme ndewo.
All right, thank you. Now there is a breaking news as we are speaking. Breaking news. Can somebody guess what is going on? Breaking news. This is now from the official and of course verified X handle of the PM, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njokon. He gave 48 hours. Let me say it the way it suits me. Anybody who does not believe what I'm saying, if there is any transformer close to you, go and hug it. If you see any tipper carrying a lot of sand, go and stand at his front. I will say it the way it suits me. Now, barely 12 hours after the ultimatum was given, Pre-record broadcast now. People are like Otungesi wetinye okwu a. Barely 12 hours after the 48 hours ultimatum was given by the Prime Minister of Biafra, this is the breaking news. And according to the PM, he said, if you have released him within the 48 hours, we move. We are all brothers, but stop using Nigeria terrorist police or army against fellow Biafran. We will not condone it going forward. We will not condone it going forward. And remember, the Prime Minister has already said that the Biafra we are looking for is where freedom of speech will reign and freedom of association will reign. Not when somebody talks, you get angry because you have money, because you have fame. So somebody speaks.
AK-47.
Because of somebody speaks, you arrest that person because you are bigger than him. You have money, you are richer than him, you have fame. We cannot tolerate such nonsense in Biafra. Now, according to Sahara reporters this very evening, breaking, detained Nigerian singer Speed Darlington released on bail after Burna Boy's petition alleging cyberbullying. Sahara reporters. You see?
I
thought go cyberbullying.
Just on the police made arrest. Now because
Imagine.
they arrest.
Imagine now. So, Vam, I don't know if you have anything to say before we move into the next segment. Very important segment.
Yes, I just want to say a big thank you to Burna Boy. And it shows that he's listening and he knows, that, he cannot make Biafrans his enemy. Because the moment the Prime Minister said, if he doesn't do that, then he should consider himself our enemy. And I'm very sure he understands that you cannot be enemy to your over 80 million of your own people now being angry with you. Because there's no doubt, even him, Burna Boy, he knows very well that the real new sheriff in town is the Prime Minister, which already even the zoo have affirmed it, the Senate President have affirmed it, and the real governor of the Southeast is Simon Ekpa. And you understand that very well, and he did the needful. Yeah, I know there are many other voices that spoke, but the 48 hours ultimatum the Prime Minister gave to him, he had made sure it falls within the time frame. And then going forward, I believe such will not happen again. And I want to say a very big thank you to our Prime Minister. This will show you, Biafrans, that you have a leader indeed. You have somebody in the Prime Minister, the one who will stick his head out and stand for you, the one who will fight for you to the very last, the one who will break every door to get you out and to do the needful. And we want to appreciate our Prime Minister. We say, kudos our Prime Minister, Birikpo, our Prime Minister, Birikpo, Simon Ekpa, Birikpo.
Airborne.
Thank you very much. Airborne.
Airborne. All right.
Yeah.
Of course. Grab the microphone.
Nna anyị makwa nnọọ akwa nwaanyị ibe m bele ebe ọ sị n'otu anya eji afụ ụzọ onye ewu ikele na olesi na ọnwụ nne ka ịwụnụ Burna Boy nna aba anyị mụ na ga enweghị nsogbu mba nwanne m nwoke ka ịwụ ibe awụ ka ya akọsida anya na ọgụ nwanne na nwanne nọ ọ ife mfụrụ ya ọgwụ and egbokwe n'ụlọ ọgụ ahụ ụnụ ha ọgụ no nna aba anyị asị gị ndo mana ife ọzọ na-agwa gị dat n'ihi apụta public yọọ mama akpị nwa mama mgbaghara maka ikpele a nne gị gburu gị na-efere mba ụwa niile maka nwa ya nna sọnsọ ife nchọrọ ka ime ihe apụta yọọ ya mgbaghara ife agadi nwaanyị dị otu ahụ gburu gị ikpele ọ alụ ka ọnwụ n'ala Igbo onye Igbo ka ịwa dị nwa aja so ana m ekene gị ka isi wee nụta order gosikwana do zoo because he mekukwala obata igosikwala obata obie no nya wawa ka ome igosikwa no nya wawa onye na wo kwucha obe na ana Igbo bae na ana ajan no nwere onye ọzọ dịka ya ka iji wee mee obe ebe I mere ya obe ọmụnwa ya edise obe nya ọ dịrị possible so ana m ekene go na that respect inyegoduru ihe wee gee nya ntị because mgbe ọ nọ na onye go 48 asị na ọ dị too much ha wụrụ ibe menye 1 minute and ọ ji wee fụ na love onye go 48 and imekwene obe ichedu ka olu 24 wee wepụ ya na 8 na thank you very much enwe m ike ịpụta gbagba enweghị okwu ọjọọ mma agwa gị atọ sọsọ ekene ka m na-enye gị na ugwu ịkpali awa ọbata obie onye ndu ụmụ Biafra na-afụ anya na onye nwe onye na-achịnụ na Biafra niile for now na thank you very much ana dozie ya okwu and mma like kwa ka prince ka akpị nwa amama pụtagwa ya okwu ka efu ya mara na ahụ zuru ya ezu na o nwere ife mere na news abịaghị ebe like this so anyị na-eche ka akpị nwa amama pụtagwa anyị so ụmụnne nne kwenu m na nsogbu adịrọ na ahụ zuru m oke sọsọ ife anyị chọrọ because enwere ike ibu news a amecha anyị afụ ya mgbe anyị ekwere afụ ya anya so ebe a ka njede sọsọ ekene wee na-etu ọbata obie n'odu gwagwagụ n'ukoro mmụọ ka ịhụ ukoro mmụọ ife ọbata ọda na like this ana m ama jijiji ọ dago and ọdada ugboro na-abụ oku ukoro we ofu ugboro ka ọ na-ada ka mba kwuru mba na anụ ya ife ukoro mmụọ ọ dago onye ọna ma anụ ya and ma mee ibe ewu ukoro kwuru maka ọda nke ugboro na-abụ nsogbu a wee dị oku ukoro da ugboro na-abụ ma na nsogbu adịgo so ukoro mmụọ hakwago aka mma esogide gị wee ruo n'ọgwụgwụ a na-egbugodu m egbu mma na-eso gị olesi na ma nwụọla ma bilitenwuzie mana mma na-esokwa gị na mmụọ iwu ka ọnwụ nna m jisi ike Chineke gọziele gị n'ịfụnanya ị nwere ebe ụmụ ndị gboo nọ ọ dịghị izi o gosi na iwe good leader jisi ike ezi mmasị na ezi nwanne m ama m nke mma akpọ ga-akpọ ọdai mana ana m asị gị ndo nna be anyị ikuku nna o gwara ka ọchị abatago mara ebe gị tara
ama m na that akwa arịrị nwaanyị a belụ otipịalụ gị gwuo
na o sere m ụtarị mmụọ kra ntụ nwaanyị na-arụ.
Okay, before moving forward, first of all, let us talk briefly. Let us talk briefly about the current threat from one criminal who is currently parading himself as the illegitimate governor of Anambra State. I actually have something very, very strong to say about this. Something very strong. So, but first of all, let's play the video, and then we will. I adore Vam Vam Vam. Thank God, Honorable Vam 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 is here with us.
Ikukuna.
Hey yo.
Iya go na address mo honorable. Come honorable.
Honorable Keunu.
No take. Let's go na.
Honorable Keunu. Honorable Adadi Olamma nke aba adim badana.
Ikukuna honorable ndumbu na ndege eti na ada.
Ebe no.
Honorable ndumbu na ndege.
So this broadcast is now getting to the peak. This is getting now to the more exciting, part of it. So let us first of all play the video, and then we will analyze it.
Be open on Mondays. About it. And I'm on inspection to be sure that your shops are all open. Every Monday, every shop must be open on Mondays. Ekpa in the main market must be open. I came to see how it is going. We are bringing security to make sure that everybody has adequate security.
Let us keep it there so that we don't have to play it once and then we'll come back to start playing it again. Honorable Vam, please. This idiot said he is bringing security to make sure that there is adequate security in the main market on it, specifically because that is where he was. So, and if you go back to what happened in the old Enugu state, the same word, or should I leave this video to play because it's just like within 2 minutes? Should I allow it to play, or we should analyze it as he goes?
As it goes, you can analyze it. But I don't know why I'm not hearing the video on my own phone. Why? Because I joined on the phone and I'm streaming with the computer. On my phone that I joined, I'm not seeing the video. Why is it that way? Very strange.
You are not seeing the video?
Yeah. But
oh my God.
Just play it. Play it. I will mute myself and listen to it from another device.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Play from the top.
Okay.
I'm on inspection to be sure I'm on inspection to be sure that your shops are all open. Every Monday, every shop must be open.
He said every Monday, every shop must be open. That is the first word he said. He said he's on inspection. He's inspecting, main market and other markets especially on Onitsha, which is the economic hub of our old Anambra state. So he went for inspection to inspect how the markets are doing, and that was on Monday. So let's continue.
To be open on Mondays. In the main market must be open. I came to see how it is going. We are bringing security to make sure that everybody has adequate security.
He said they are bringing security to make sure that everybody has adequate security. So now, Honorable Vam, if you go back to old Enugu state, you will realize that the Wabanse Nenugu Pitamba, when his own madness was, on top, he also made this same comment when he was threatening Biafrans in Ogbete Enugu main market. He also said that he is bringing adequate security to protect them so that they can be able to open market. And this adequate security he brought was the next thing we saw was the massacre of innocent Biafrans in Ogbete, Enugu State. And Prime Minister said here on this same video, he said that he wants to bring Janjaweed to massacre our people in Onitsha. So, are you seeing the same scenario playing out again in Cape Azua?
Yes. Exactly. The same scenario is what is about to play out, but we are nipping it to the bud as quickly as we can. We are nipping it to the bud because Soludo is just an idiot that if he had sense, he would have learned from, what others have done and failed. Now, the problem with this goat is that for the past how many years now, these people have not complained to him. These people have deliberately and willingly decided to sit on their own every Monday without operating their businesses. And the reason is not far-fetched. He knows the reason because of Mazin Namdekan. Now, as Soludo Inspecting the market is going on Monday. Is that what he has? Ask him what has he achieved for the past how many years he has been in Anambra State as the legitimate governor. What has he achieved? With all the money he's collecting, from Abuja, what did he achieve? Nothing. What has these people, okay, with the business they have been doing every other day, apart from Monday, what have they benefited from him being governor of Anambra State? Have they benefited anything from him? The answer is no. So if these people have not benefited nothing from him, and he's coming to give them order on when to come and when not to come, it shows that he's a fool, a big loser. And this particular scenario he wants to repeat exactly what happened in Enugu State. The people are already aware of it. They know how they roll. The people already know who have their best interests at heart. Now, you are going to see how they are going to ridicule him on Monday. They are going to make that is a fool of Soludo once again. And not only will they make fool of him, our men on ground, Biafran Liberation Army and the Biafran Defense Forces are going to actually have fun with all this Janjaweed is going to bring. That is if you will even venture to bring them. Because all those ones now, they are already afraid. Because if they begin to hear that yesterday and today, that their own colleagues that went to where they are not supposed to go, that they are being carried away with sacks. Because I saw one video where they were crying and then wailing. People that have no business in Biafra land and they are there. So go, let me see the people he will go and collect. Maybe he will go to Sambisa Forest and recruit the ones that he will bring as his security men on that day. Because our people are already aware. They are already aware. And one thing that is interesting is that as far as this Monday sit-at-home is concerned, the eyes and the ears of all Biafrans are on the Biafra Republic government. Their ears are on whatever our Prime Minister says. Yes. Because every time I even call home or I hear from them, they will say, what did the Prime Minister say? Is there any change? As long as they have not heard that there's any change to the sit-at-home from the office of the Prime Minister, anything Soludo is saying is just all null and void. Null and void. Thank you, Iku.
Thank you. Anything Soludo says is all null and void. That is wonderful. Okay, we move.
In a match every Monday. The question is on Monday. Jebe also. What again? I didn't know what's to be fine. You can answer like I don't want to be in them. I'm not giving it not give us. This is unacceptable. I'll be here again every Monday. I'll be back here. Anytime. Okay, we move. In a match every Monday. The question
is
a shop that is not open will be sealed and will never be open again for that week.
Okay.
Even at the point, if you are not open, we'll seal you for 1 month. You won't open. Was it is ready to open? Was it ready to open? You open from Monday.
Okay. Honorable Ndimbo Nandiagede, I have come to your office. This criminal that stole the money of Nigeria as the former central bank governor under Obasanjo, this criminal said that if anybody fails to open his or her shop in Onitsha especially, that he's going to seal their shop for 1 week or even 1 month. Then when next you come to collect the key, you are going to open from Monday. Based on constitution and right of people, the shops in Onitsha, to be precise, where he came, the shops there belong to the people. It's either you are paying rent or you are in your own shop that you purchased with your own money. So, the goods inside the shop belongs to you. Everything about that business belongs to you. And remember that Soludo, as the illegitimate governor of the defunct Anambra State, never opened any scheme or program to finance or financially back any business in the old Anambra State. Soludo and his government has no any program to financially back any small businesses or large businesses in Anambra State. There is nothing like that. It does not exist. Yet, Soludo still believes, because he is living in the past. This is a man who is living in the past. He doesn't live in the present. So, whose right does he have, or who gave him the right to shut down or lock down anybody's shop in Anambra, in the old Anambra, or Onitsha to be precise? Please, I chunky ku there. Honorable Ndimbo Nandegede.
Wow, nna ịma nwa mgbe ahụ pụta oge ahụ na ọ pụtara na-ebe ka nwa awọ na-ebe ka ya oche na ihe niile ezugolie. Nọmba 1 ọ datara Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ jere Ọnịcha si na ya bịara ije cheki. Ịma na afta ka awadida Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bịachara this last court ọ bịanụ ndị be anyị melitere nya si afro gain ya ihe ulu sitati ụmụ ahụ mkpụrụ sitati ụmụ ahụ wetara. So ọ dị ka ha taitiri ya mmụọ. So ụjọ wee ba nwa mgbe ahụ Soludo arụ wee pụta ibe ka nwa ahụ. Now ọ na-asị ha dat na ya bịara ọ bịa nene cheki ka ụmụaka ha si wee nọrọ wee nyekwe n'ọda onye emepezi shop ya that na ya lock the shop for 1 month or any amount or any month or any days or na it was imepe on Monday. Number 1, Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ chezọrọ that na ofu onye adị esiri ọha. No, ọha na nyawo ofu onye siela ọha ericha, mana ọha siela ofu onye ọha ericha. Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ wele mara that wee chezọ that na ọwụ that na ndị old Anambra decide ya no ife akafa ya eme. Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ ya eme ibe dị na ya. Number 1, Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ chọrọ inyefa security. Jukene nkeri security ọ na-ewetara fa. Kedu ibe gbasara Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ na business ndị mmadụ otu ihe penny? Solution governor. Kedu ibe gbasara Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ na alili n'ude ụmụ ndị gboo na-asụ ụmụ ndị old Anambra na-ebe every day na ndị Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ wetara eji ụgọma akụwasị akụjisi ọkpa ụkwado na Ọnịcha. Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ chezọrọ na ndị echezobe mpụ na arụ na peni niile ọkụ ọsụrụ fa na arụ. Now, government care about you. A useless man ama na ị na-eme exist. Bịawara kpọrọ ndị ụchọ ibie kpojuo ofe arụ na-eche ya nche ọbịa na Ọnịcha ibe ka nwa awọ ịpụta those people ọ kpọrọ bịa ya agbagbukwa gị. Nwa mgbe ahụ ebulu ozugwu buje ebe nwa mgbe ahụ ya ewekwara ọgan go onye nwụrụ anwụ anwụgo. Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ amara onye nwụrụ n'ụzọ akwa ya na-atụ. The only thing that idiot ma onwe ya na family ya ego ha ji agba mkpụrụ mmiri ọ na-agba ụmụ ya na-agba nọ nka nwunye ose okwu na-egbu amụnwa amarọ. Adịoritere na-agwa ụmụ ndị gboo ụmụ Igbo wụdatịrị onwere onye nwụrụ na-apụta ụwa ọzọ. Ọnwụ na sidisi idiot ka Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ na oke ala ọka ala ha iwepụtara na sekuriti na-egbuchasị ụnụ. Ọkwa Soludo nwa mgbe ahụ na-abịa agwa ụnụ okwu sitati ụmụ ụnụ pụta na-agwa ụnụ okwu biznes ụnụ wepụtara ndị jiri mma mụ gọma were bịa na-akụrisi ngwa ahịa ụmụ mmadụ. Ọkwa nwa mgbe ahụ a ọkwa security ihe ndị na-akụ aka odo o wepụtala ụnụ nne na anya ka ngwa ụnụ ụmụnne m adị anwụ ugboro na-abụ ya na anwụ once ụnụ afụgo na dis sit-at ụnụ na-enwetụta fa ọnwụ na ọ naghị emetụta sọlụ udo nwa mgbe agwụ yere ha pụta onye hapụta be ka nwa awụ ọmbụ ọ na-ebe omene n'Enugwu omego n'Enugwu mara na ama na ebe izi ibe asọlụ udo chọrọ ime na Ọnịcha na omego n'Enugwu Peter Mbe emeghị ihe jeenu jụọ ndị Enugwu ka ọ na-ada ide a ma agwa ụmụ ndị gboo ọnwụ na asọlụ udo chọrọ ịkpọchi dị home market hapụrụ ya ka ọ kpọchie ya na ọ kpọchi mgbe ya wụdatị na ụnụ niile ekwekọrịta ha ọnwụ nụrụ ji ofu obi na-aga sọlụ udo enweghị ihe o ya eme obecha ka nwa awụ na onwere ife mkpụrụ odisi dị otu ya metara ọnụ awụhụ pen ọ na-akọ ọsụ na everyday by useless security criminals ọ na-ewepụta ọ laikere ọnụ ọ na-akwụsị kidnap ọ na-akwụsịgodo ọgan ụnụ a na-ewegha na-egbu ụmụ mmadụ ewekọrọ ọgan na-ele ọkwụsịgodo ihe and ibe dị ya mkpa wee bịa kwụsị sit-at home ụmụnne m sọsọ ozi ka m na-eze ụmụ ndị gboo all these useless people enwere uru faba unu atụkwa n'egwu na onye akpọchi eme market ya kpọchie ya with double key ọnwụ na sọlụ udo nwee key onye eji wee kpọchi eme market anyị atụọla container key ọnwụ na one container ezo anyị wetara 2 container even ọ chọkwa 100 container anyị anyị dịka kpebere anyị atụọla ya ka o wee nwee ike ịkpọchi ya ọfụma rubbish unu yere abịa ya jeda place ọnwụ na this man a na-akpọ sọlụ udo enwere ishie o yere agbagodu reaction ndị mmadụ na njem ije oje na main market mmadụ one na-ekwetụrụ ya ọkwa ụmụ criminal ndị a na-akụ aka odo na-ekwetụrụ ya onye ndị na-ekwere ọkwa ndị a na-akụ aka odo pụtanụ ka e were m aka odo nye ụnụ anya solution gọvanọ trenụrụ ụmụ mmadụ anaghị emere kidnap na-egbuchasịrị ya ndị mmadụ ihe bịa igbuju afọ onye nwere ike ọbịa kọmishọn ọlọgụ one place onye nwa ka o ji zawa ka solution gọvanọ ụmụnne m isodoritin na-agwụ n'ụmụ ndị gboo datina jisiri ike kwụsịenụ ike ebe ụnụ kwụ unu esheki na esheki ọkwa ma ọ na-ahịa analugo that peace will come and that love will come and that security will come sọsọ ife nna ya ụnụ jisi na ike unu esheki hapụrụ ndị a na-awa egbu oburu isi ndewo na ụmụnne m ikuku na ka mgba break
ndewo
Monday through to Saturday. All the shops, if you want to trade around here, all the shops must be open Monday to Saturday. So if you have a shop and you can't open it on Mondays, then keep it locked for the rest of the week. Are you with me? And we're going to enforce this. If it's a plaza, you lock it up on Monday, then you will not be able to open it for the week. Are you getting me?
Okay, Pastor Vam, I'm going to come to you, but before then, let me first of all read out, of course, the comment of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko, which he, of course, said something very, 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 very important today concerning this very, of course, Soludo's shenanigan. And according to the PM, he said, this is the so-called governor who already lost legitimacy.
Yes.
Who has already lost legitimacy to stand, of course, as the governor of who? First of all, as far as Biafra land is concerned today, in the eyes of the Biafran people, we no longer have Anambra. I'm sorry to say that. It doesn't matter who is concerned. We no longer have Anambra because the Biafra government, with the support of the Biafran people located within that area or territory that is called that used to be called Anambra State, have agreed to have 3 states out of that very defunct state that was under Nigeria.
Yes.
This is no apology because also metotamua, and I love it. I love it so much. So now, first of all, we do no longer have Anambra as Biafrans. Now, somebody who is parading himself, not only that there is no more state for him to govern, yet at the same time, the people have rejected him and gave their vote to the Biafra government for the declaration of Biafra. That is number two. Number three, the same people gathered on the 27th of February, 2022, 27th of February, 2022, and passed vote of no confidence on these criminals that parade themselves as political elites in our land, yet they are still gallivanting all over the places. Your Excellency, sir, Mr. Governor, sir, mad people who do not even know the present situation, who are living in the past. Now, who has lost legitimacy, now threatening Biafrans in Anambra. The next is that he will start buying them. The Anambra command of the BDF will start operation. We start operation by the Python immediately to make sure we put Chukwuma Soluafufuna Fulani and his threat to where they belong. Honorable Ajere, aka Pastor Van Van Vam, please. The Prime Minister said the Anambra Command, the old Anambra Command of the Biafra Defense Force, will start operation by the Python immediately to make sure we put Soluafufuna Fulani and his threat to where they belong. At the same time, Pastor Van Van Vam, the same Soluafufuna Fulani assuring an unseen crowd or a paid crowd, I can't call it a crowd because they are just a few paid agents, that he is going to provide adequate security for them. Now, Pastor Van Van Vam, please bring in the BDF, which you know how radical we are, and the terrorist army, which you know how they, derive joy in buying innocent Biafrans, especially Igbos. What message do you have for our people who trade in Onitsha market and other markets in the old Anambra state?
Thank you very much, Martineke Ikuku. Now, every Biafran by now knows that our Biafran Liberation Army are very concerned with our population, and for us, the rules of engagement is very, very important. So we observe rules of engagement, especially they have seen how that the zoo army that comes to Biafra land, they are always carried away in body bags. And we have never heard that while confronting the zoo army, that there are innocent civilians that are affected, because we know what the rules of engagement is. So we always wait for them where they try to come. And then when they come, they meet their waterlow. So in the same way and manner, Biafrans, you must know that the threats of Soludo to send security into your marketplaces where you have no security concerns, because if there is anything like security concern, Soludo will not be there. It will not be there. What you'll be hearing is patapa, because there are security concerns. But Soludo came in there, the shops were locked. He came in with all the people he rented, because while they were going about, he was pointing shops and saying those shops will open, because there were no shops open actually. They already arranged for those that we carry back and put in the corridor of business places, and they were shaking them. The real shops you saw them were all locked. So
Yes.
all the people you saw there were not part of the business people in those market area. And so obviously there was nothing like a security concern. And so where you will have a problem as a Biafran is that you will ignore the warning of the Prime Minister and the warning of the government of Biafra, because Soludo, like my brother and the comrade have already stressed, Soludo is illegitimate. He has no state, no more portfolio as far as Biafra land is concerned. Anambra State does not exist anymore. You understand? So for you to be spared, so that we will not be thinking about rules of engagement. When we engage these criminals that will come to Biafra land, on it precisely, stay in your home. Stay in your home. Because we maintain the rule of engagement. We target the enemies, but the enemies will target you. We target them, but they will target you. The only way you will know that we target them is that so far so good, you have never seen the body of Biafrans lying on the streets after our engagement with these, blood-sucking demons and all these terrorists that come to Biafran land. Only their bodies are being carried away. So for you to be safe and sound, stay in your home. Don't come out. Leave the business for us. And I want to bet you with my 10 fingers and my 10 toes, Soludo will not near those places. I'm telling you. Because if he wants us to make him a scapegoat, then let him come out. Let him join those people he wants to carry and come out, and then so that's just all I will say to Biafrans. And of course, I know you all are always listening, and you know who has your interest at heart. So listen and stay at home. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Vam. Now, Adade Olama, I don't know if you have something to say for this concerning this issue, because we want to move into another segment right now, which is most important. I said the most important discussion we have this evening. So, if you have something more to say about this, quickly say it and round up so that we can move to the next segment.
Oh, nwanne m nwoke Honorable Ajele ekwusia na ihe niile. The only thing na-agwa ndị be ahụ that na ọhụta ka a maara onye a na-akpọ nwamgbe ahụ Soludo nwamgbe ahụ ọhụta ka ụnụ maara onye ọhụụ. Ụnụ nwere ife mere n'Enugu steeti. Ụnụ amara that na Old Enugu na amara that n'aka nwamgbe ahụ chọrọ ime na Old Anambra steeti. Ụnụ ekwere ka ejizie ọbara ụnụ wee chụọ aja, ọ ka ewere ọgana ụnụ wee tụọ mgbele. Biko na ụmụnne m, ụnụ atụpụrụ na ya ọnụ sọsọ ife m ekwudewe for now.
Ndewo, Honorable Ndimbo Nandiegede. Thank you so much for your, of course, your submission. Now, I wanted to say something about that. What I wanted to say is Biafrans should be asking questions. Biafrans should be asking very important question. That how comes after all the battles fought against this Monday sit at home, after all the battles fought against Monday sit at home by these criminals, at some point it looked as if the battle has ended. The battle has died off. Now, all of a sudden, Ekpa boom, Soludo maputa. Ka Soludo maputalon Ekpa now to continue the fight. Has any Biafran asked what has happened? Now, what has happened is very simple. There's a particular broadcast I made some few weeks ago, before the court appearance of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whereby I revealed an intel that I got that the governors and the criminals, the structured criminals, were arranging to persuade Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to publicly denounce Mazi Simon Ekpa, the prime minister. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu failed them in this last. Actually, he would have been released. He would have been partially, or they would have the way actually in a way, in the eyes of Biafrans, it will look like he has been released, but he will still be under the captivity of these criminals, these criminal politicians in the south, in the old eastern region. So, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu failed them on his last court appearance, failed them, he never mentioned Mazi Simon Ekpa. Rather, he even, he downgraded the people. He failed them, and at the same time, he put shame on them, telling them, even though he did not mention their names, he told them that, look, you people, all you sellouts, your end is near. Now, that thing got them angry. Both the saboteurs in the structure and the saboteurs in the government. That is the reason why, and this attack is just starting. This attack is just the beginning. Something is going to happen. Something, even the attack is coming, and it's going to be even worse than what it used to be, or what we have already seen before. The attack which is coming in Azua is going to be worse than what we have already seen, because the kind of pressure that is being mounted upon these idiots that claim to be Igbo politicians, the pressure is coming from Britain, and the pressure is coming from Asorok. We are not even talking about our own pressure, the pressure we are giving them on our own. We are not talking about that one, but the pressure which is coming from Britain and Asorok. They have been threatened to lose their position. Should what is going on in the East continues, they will lose their position. People are not aware of what is going on. These criminals are being threatened to lose. I want every Biafran listening today to mark it somewhere. These people are being threatened to lose their positions should they fail to curtail what they call excessiveness of both Mazi Simon Ekpa and Biafra freedom fighters. I want everybody to write it down today. In no distant time, you will start seeing wonders. There's a very big threat on their position. That's why you see Soludo now coming out. And it's not going to end with Soludo. All of them, more of them will come. Even the ones who think that that can never speak will come out to speak. Now, let us leave that one. Ofunne Gianibea. Let us delve into the next segment, which is going to be our final topic this evening. And I will start with Honorable Ajere. We all know that recently, of course, I wanted to title this broadcast, Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa has been vindicated. Biafra Liberation Army vindicated. And of course, BRGIE vindicated. That was the title I was planning to give this to this very live broadcast before the issue of course, Speed Darlington came up. Now, the PM, the BLA, the BRGIE have all been vindicated.
Yes.
Couple of days ago, we saw the the news and video from TVC where one Fulani terrorist came to a place called Mbano to inspect a certain building or project which was built as an open university. And this open university was to be a school. People were deceived that school is being built for them. But unfortunately, they never knew that the Fulani has a different plan. After the inspection, it was announced on media that they are going to bring IDP, internally displaced people, to come and occupy that facility. And it was like a slap to the face of the Biafran government. It was a slap to the face of the people, the indigenous people within that very axis. It was also the biggest slap to the entire Can you hear me?
We didn't hear you before. Now you're back.
Okay. So it was a big slap to all of us that Janjaweed the Bambiala will come all the way from Futanjalon to our land and bring Boko Haram to infiltrate our land and desecrate our God-given and blessed ancestral land. Then glory be to God that we have a very, very swagalicious prime minister who doesn't take time to act. He swung into action immediately. The news was broken. And of course, the rest was the case. The Biafra Defense Forces did the needful by making sure that such thing can never happen. And since then, the zoo has shut up. Now, the Prime Minister himself came out again during his State of the Nation address, told us the reason why that place was razed down. And some people, including some media outlets in the zoo, were bashing on him, hating on him, hitting on him, saying all kinds of words against him. But he pretended as if he did not hear anything. But today, we have an evidence. And that very evidence is what the whole world is seeing on the screen right now. I'm going to begin with Honorable Ajere, aka Pastor Vam Vam Vam, and then I will come to Honorable Ndimbunandiagede. According to the man who is an incumbent governor of Borno State, where Boko Haram started, he said, Boko Haram has infiltrated IDP camps in Borno. Governor Zulum raises alarm. I don't have to read it in full. You see, I don't think I have to read it in full. Now, let's begin with Honorable Vam Vam Vam. Mazi, Boko Haram has infiltrated IDP camps. He didn't say camp.
No camps.
Honorable, are you listening?
I'm following.
He didn't say camp. He said camps. Multiple camps. Boko Haram has infiltrated IDP camps, internally displaced persons camps in Burna State. And the same IDP camps is the one that they want to bring to Old Imo State, in the name of training. Mazi, I don't want to ask you a question. Please, just take it up from there. And I have another voice note. I have a voice note. I may not be able to play it today because of time, which was sent to me by a retired captain, a retired naval officer. I have that voice note. I'm going to play it very soon concerning this very latest development. So please pick it up from here, Mazi.
Thank you very much. I don't know if it's my voice coming out very clear.
Loud and clear. Yeah. Go ahead.
Beautiful. IDP camps. The simple reason it is IDP camps is because everywhere in that area has been taken over by Boko Haram. And how did he even know? He didn't need to go and take a survey or to go and investigate. He already knows the people that are there. They relate with Boko Haram. Boko Haram is their foot soldiers, so they know. So all this one is just sounding an alarm. It's not as if he's sounding an alarm. Did you hear him say, come and help us to chase out the Boko Haram inside IDP camp? No. He's just saying Boko Haram have infiltrated IDP camp just for it to make the news. And they talk about it's a norm. Because they are not calling for help. Because if they were calling for help, then what it means is that the armies they are sending to Biafra land should be in Borno State, taking care of the issues of Boko Haram that have infiltrated IDP camps. So they don't need the help of the military. In fact, that is the reason why they are sending the military to Biafra land. In fact, those of them that are less busy infiltrating camps are the ones they want to send to Biafra land, of which they never return. Yeah. They never return. So you can now see that these people, they know what they are doing. In Biafra land, there are no internally displaced persons. Nowhere in Biafra land. Not in Old Imo State, not in Old Anambra State, not in Old Ebonyi State, not in Old Enugu State. Nowhere in Biafra land do we have IDP camp. Talk less of camps. We don't even have one. Now, they are coming to a place where there is serenity, safety, security to bring IDP. And now, this goes as a sound and a note of warning to everyone. Now, you see what our Prime Minister did. Gone are the days when we will wait and for it to happen. And when it happens, we will not be crying for help. We no longer cry for help. Biafra land now is under our control. We don't need you to give us permission to drive away uninvited guests in our territory. Every Nigerian army is an uninvited guest. Every Nigerian official is an invited or uninvited guest. Now, as Toludo, Solon Mefu, Solon Ekwensu, Solon Demo has turned himself to instrument of the zoo. Now, he is an uninvited guest in Biafra land. And we have drawn that line. As the python will be taken care of, uninvited guests will be chased out of Biafra land. The days of these criminals are numbered. Because I don't see the reason why we have shown you without any mistake that, look, Biafra land, we don't need any of such things. We are taking care of the military. And the military people from Nigeria, the terrorist military, they are not denying it. We are showing them water. Some of them are seeing it. All of them are seeing it. And yet you see these things and you come and show yourself and say, you come and do this or come and do that. Well, do you still hear about Hope of Danger? We no longer hear Hope of Danger doesn't even talk anymore because he knows that he has no mouth in Biafra land anymore. So the people he's now using are proxies like that. Is he Benzim, the idiot that set up that training camp? You saw how it was raised down. If what they were doing was legitimate, Biafra Unite, by now, wouldn't you have seen a panel of inquiry and all them threatening, breathing hell and slaughter that they will come to Biafra land to destroy? The veteran did not even say much about the building that was raised down, and we took responsibility of it. And they know that what we did was the needful, and we will do even more if they try and make any attempt. So that is why when we show you what we can do and you see it that we are doing it, then you still, why this year corner to come to show yourself. We will teach you a lesson that you will never forget in a hurry.
Exactly.
Wow. God bless our Prime Minister.
Airborne. All the car, you change your device. Your voice is very, very smart in Ekpa as well now.
Yes, when I went out, I had to come in properly. Now I can see everything clearly.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So, Adadolamma, sorry, Honorable Ndimbo Nandeged, of course. Biko, ajụjụ nwere ịjụ bụ keife kalime keife ndị Igbo na ndị Biafra at large kara ịkọlụ our grandchildren nke ikpeazụ a bụ na akara the biggest and the best opportunity the Janjaweed had to bring Boko Haram to our land and infiltrate our land by proxy. Kedu ife anyị kara ịkọlụ ndị nne na ndị nna na ụmụaka anyị nke ikpeazụ a na anyị torobere anya Boko Haram emesịa finally bata n'ala Igbo bido na-amasa ka ndị be anyị ma ọ bụ na ya nwere somebody like Simon Ekpa ka ife anyị kara ịkọ ka otu sori a kara isi wee dị biko gbakena anyị
na ọnyanwụ ọ na-eme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ọ na-eme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ọ na-eme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ka gịnị ọkwa ifuru egwu a amara m ife o ji wee pụta mana egwu a siri ike osika and o kpokọrọ okwu niile because na ndị ụchụ a na-ele awari de Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ka this IGP camp were dịrị easy normal ụdọ IGP camp ka ha plan mba na imagine etinyeze ya IGP camp na ọbata obi ka egwu na atọba ụjọ ji ha famala ụzọ ha ya esi were bata maka na ngala ọnwụ dat na ata ka ha lechara awarida enwere onye dị ka ọbata obie anya ndị ekwuzi okwu Igbo na onwezidu o nwere one video watched one day ụmụ nwaanyị juru ebe ụmụ nwaanyị juru na na convert ha ikuku na honorable mama na watch that video ụmụ nwaanyị ebe bancha niile na convert ha na ebe
yes I watched on that video
ibe ka dị ime na Igbo
exactly
did that even exactly ife ka dị ime na Igbo Chineke wee wepụta ọbata obi from nowhere wee ficha Igbo anya mmiri ficha the whole Biafra niile anya mmiri iji gwa gị eziokwu even o fichakwuru ma ndị Yoruba anya mmiri because na ndị amakwa onye nwụrụ n'ụzọ akwa ya na fama akwa oke amaghị oke sọsọ ibe amaghị onwe fa iji gwa gị eziokwu mana Chineke anyị wee kwuo okwu ikpeazụ n'iwetara ya ọbata obi ndị a wee fu nke tọrọ bịa ti mana ndị be anyị ife na-ewute m ebe ndị Igbo n'onwe ịma ndị Igbo ha focused ha na that their business ha anaghị amazi ibe a na-ekwu mana kịta thank God amalabago ana m ayọ Chineke sị ka o mepee ha anya amala ịmana ndị be anyị sị na o nwere okwu na-asị na amamihe okwu anyị ji eme exist n'ala Igbo n'okwu Igbo n'ọnọdụ ka maka okwu ahụ ka ndị Igbo jizi aduzi otu asị na Igbo adịghị agba ọsọ mmiri na ozu arụ adị n'anya ọwụla eziokwu onye ọbụla n'ibe okwu dị ire ịna-anya ọwụla eziokwu enye na-agba ọsọ ebe a kịta ndị ọzọ a na-agba ụmụ ndị ọzọ ya abịa na-asị kedu ibe na-achụ ndị ahụ ya afụ ndị na-eje eje ka eje mara ihe na-achụ ndị ahụ istere ha nwee gbawa ọntịrị ozu ofe ahụ ụmụnne m Darlington na-agwa ndị Igbo dat na ndị Igbo ana m ekwu okwu ndị Igbo maka ọnwa na-epe this flies na njem nwere onwe a yes them pay ọha nwana ọha so ibe na-ayọ ụmụnne m dat na number 1 ha soro ogodu kene Chineke ụtụtụ na ebe n'abalị iwetara anyị mmadụ dịka ukolo mmụọ na ọ dịghị izi wee na-asa dat na ọnwụ na fa amaghị ife ya gaala imenu amara m ife eme ji save vidio ahụ Honorable Vam Honorable ikuku na ọnwụ na o nwere ka e esi wetakwa dati vidio ana m achọ dati vidio amara m ka m esi nwetie ka m gosikwa ndị be anyị ka ha fụ ihe anyị si na ya wụ ihe Chineke wepụrụ anyị na ya onye ka ha ji were disi IGP camp were bịa ndị mara amara na ihe ha chọrọ ibupụta ụmụ nwaanyị nwekwa ụmụ nwoke na ụmụaka because na ndị di ha anọrọgo na Biafra land ọhịa believe already ihe anyị na-emezi ụdati na each community one day no na-enwere one community attack eme ha na community ahụ attack ma mefu unu ọnwụ na-achụpụrụ mmadụ na ya ndị Fulani ebido ebe ha nọ na that school ahụ aja ozukpụta na that school ahụ ka ha wee bido ọrụ maka na ndị ọdịsi governors and senators ele naanị Igbo resi ndị Fulani to be sincere to you unu ya eji ife mere ife Wuli Obianọ mere were mara dat na ndị elego ana Igbo Wuli Obianọ ha ndị ha na sọlụ udo over daide ọba flight na America jezi America akpọgharị nkịtị ya anyị na-anwụzi anwụnwụ ozikwe na ebe ọ gbasaghị ọ kọrọ etiga ego so aka na-agwa ndị be anyị sa dat na n'onye ka ha eji were mara dat na ọnwụ na ha succeed na ọnwụ na ọnwụ ukolo mmụọ bidoro pụta anụ with our Biafra angel binyere ọrụ eziokwu niile ndị ewere bata na dati ebe ma ibe ọzọ na-emewu dati agbata obi ahụ nke ha agwụgo every night eme ha attack onye a chụpụ n'ụlọ ndị Fulani ebiche ihe a na-eme na kedu ọkwa dị na Benue ihe a na-eme na Benue nke Benue a na-aba gbuchazi ebe akpọrọ bata mana nke ha nọzi anọ before anyị nwere ihe na-eme ndị take go over one community and any comment mekata na nweta community gbaa gbọrọgwụ na that community ahụ okwu agwụgo all their plan ukolo mmụọ wee daa n'ike ọsọ wee bụ onye ukwu azụ bụ onye nta azụ ha were kwugharị ebe ekwuzi ha were kwugharịkwasị gọzie na ekwu ozi and otu aka ha esi na-agụ ya every day but their plan can never succeed. They can never succeed. Ya ka nji akpọ Igbo niile Igbo zuzugbe niile Igbo mụrụ nze mụọ ọzọ ọnwụ na ha support this struggle ife a mere na this IGP camp mara na amara ọsọ n'Imo State ajọs were Imo State wee test ukolo mmụọ ka ha mara ife o ya ekwu ka plan ya n'Imo State ka plan ya na Odo Anambra ka plan na n'Odo Enugu ụta ka esi plan na ebe niile ọwọkwa sọsọ that place so ụmụnne m ekelere Chineke anyị na-enye m obi aṅụrị 24 hours mgbe ọnwụra ncheta na anyị nwere mmadụ na Chineke agbawa anyị aka afta ka elechara Warida Maazị Nnamdi Kanu plan bụ awụ ọwụrụ ife ibunye Chineke enu ifinye Chineke mmụọ anyị n'Igbo ikene wee na-ekenekwa agbata obi ukolo mmụọ udiri aka mmiri nna m ekene gị jisi ike so na ikuku nna anyị ma agụzi ebe a maka ịgbakwa m nkịtị mkpaze adaghị.
Okay, let me briefly read the article and then we'll round it up. Burna State Governor Baba Agana Zulum has raised serious concerns. And I'm reading from Zoo Media. has raised serious concerns over the infiltration of Boko Haram insurgents into internally displaced persons, IDP camps in the state, warning that the terrorists are using the camps as hideouts after carrying out attacks. Now, the terrorists are not just using the camp as hideout. No, there is absolutely nothing like that, unless Zulum himself does not understand the plans of his fellow Fulani political elites. There is absolutely nothing like hideout after carrying out attacks. No. These were the same people that they planned to bring to Biafra land in the old Imo state, to be precise.
Exactly.
They are not using IDP camps as hideout after attacks. No, they are there. They are there already. The likes of Kashim Shetima planted them there. Planted them in those camps. Kashim Shetima is from Burna State. He is a Burna State man, Kashim Shetima. The other one, Modu Sherif. Modu Sherif. Another former governor of the same Burna State who joined Kashim Shetima to form Boko Haram is also from Burna State. The former deputy police commissioner who almost finished Igbo youths in Imo State, known as Abba Kyari, is also from Burna State. These are hardcore terrorists. Top terrorist commanders. They are all from Burna State. Today, as I'm talking to you, that same man called Abba Kyari is not in jail. He's not in Kuje prison. If an ordinary tout, like the idiot they called Honorable Van, please, can you remind me of the name of that tout in Lagos State? That idiot that normally behave like
you just asked me and he escaped me.
Bobrisky.
That Agboro guy in
Bobrisky.
Is it Bobrisky you're talking about?
Yes, I'm talking about the idiot that normally act like a woman.
Okay, Bobrisky. Yeah, Bobrisky. Okay.
So if a tout like Bobrisky could be kept in a very comfortable accommodation and they pretended he was in jail, what about Abba Kyari? How about Abba Kyari? How can people believe that Abba Kyari is in prison? Abba Kyari can never be in prison when they are the one ruling the zoo through terrorism. So, all these top terrorist commanders are from Burna State, including the current vice president of the Zoological Republic. Now,
you might be surprised that Abba Kyari is even somewhere in Saudi Arabia as we speak. He's somewhere in Kuwait.
Cooling off somewhere, enjoying his life. Cooling off somewhere, enjoying his life. Now, the IDP camp itself has nothing to do with the Boko Haram has nothing to do with infiltration, or it was in fact they were all planted there in order to be shipped to Biafra land. That was the plan. Not that they are using it as a backup, a cover-up after attacks. No. Now let's continue. Speaking during the resettlement of 3,800 displaced individuals in Konduga local government area, Zulum emphasized the growing security risk posed by insurgents blending in with displaced populations. He urged the Nigerian army and security forces to take immediate action to secure the camps and protect the vulnerable IDPs. Zulum expressed frustration, saying, "We can't tolerate this anymore. We can't tolerate this anymore. Boko Haram insurgents have infiltrated IDP camps, committing atrocities and perpetuating insecurity." A sitting governor is talking. He also expressed concerns over social issues in the camps, including reports of drug abuse and prostitution in the camp. In the camp, where they are all suffering. If you see the kind of akwachicha ndị a jararora, ndị a bichana camp, and now they also have prostitutions, particularly involving young girls, which he warned was undermining the state's cultural values. Right? In response to the situation, Zulum announced plans to reduce several communities, including Awulari village in Konduga, and to construct 500 housing units in Sandia communities before the next rainy season. Now, let me finish it one hand, then I'll come with the question. He also provided financial and material assistance to returnees to help them reestablish their livelihood while cautioning them against selling the resources provided. Now, Honorable Van Vam, I will take my question from here. We are rounding up. He said, in response to the situation, Zulum announced plans to rebuild several communities, including Awulari village in Konduga, and to construct 500 housing units in Sandia communities before the next rainy season. Now, these people that he is planning to build small houses for, over 500 housing units. Let us bring it back to the Zoo Janjaweed terrorist army, which Honorable Ndimbo Nandege also made mention of Benue State, which is what is going on today. My question is, Honorable Vam, what is stopping the Zoo army going into those villages, as mentioned by Zulum, and dispatch or displace or arrest or destroy or buy those terrorists in those villages, in order for these people who are currently in the IDP camp to return back to their ancestral land? What is holding the zoo, not only in Burna, including Benue, which is close to us? What is holding the zoo? Because every time I would sit down, I would think, why are these people in IDP camp? Their own lands are being occupied, and Nigeria is aware that the people living in those houses are the terrorists that buy the whole village and chase the remaining ones away to IDP camp and occupy the land. So what is holding the zoo to go back to those villages and clear those terrorists and return the IDP camps?
You know, when we talk about Islamization, you know, all those places that they chased them out, all those areas were Hausa land before. Now they have chased all of them out and put them in the IDP camps. And inside those IDP camps, the Boko Haram people have gone in there to radicalize them. Anyone they cannot radicalize. Of course, you know, they are not sending the ability to go in there and fetch out the Boko Haram inside the IDP camps, because their villages are virtually almost empty. So Zulum is not promising to go and build 500 units of houses. Who are those houses for? Because by the time those houses are claimed, of course, maybe they might build. So if they end up building those houses, what it means is that they are building houses to resettle terrorists in those places. Because by the time those houses would have finished, the people that will be left in the IDP camps will all become Boko Haram families. But there's no way Boko Haram infiltrate camps and allow them to live like normal human beings. They will radicalize them. Those that cannot radicalize, they will buy them. So they cannot go there. They will never interfere with their life there. Because everything about the Islamization is being perfected in those areas. So those areas are already warm areas. There are places in those areas they call ungovernable spaces. They call them, some of those places are called ungovernable spaces. So those places where, even those places where the villagers are still there, they are declared ungovernable because Boko Haram are taking over. Then where they have IGP camps, Boko Haram did not spare them also. They have taken over to make sure that everybody converts into the ideology of Boko Haram. That is why today, just like Eminem Abaribe was saying, that even the normal herdsmen have now automatically turned into terrorists because the terrorists that came into Nigeria have radicalized the normal herdsmen that were in Nigeria before. All of them are now operating the same style. Yeah. They will convert them to become the same radical terrorists that they are. So what you now have in Borno State are all a bunch of Boko Haram families. And they're going to build houses and resettle Boko Haram families into those villages they take over. Because Boko Haram will not drive people away and then you bring the people back as normal free people. No, they will become Boko Haram. So that is why they were the people that congratulated Shetima. Remember, Shetima went to UN and came back. Boko Haram congratulated him and they welcomed him. These are the things you have going on in the zoo.
Imagine. Wahala deo. Now wow. You know what? I want you to say something about this briefly so that we can round up, and then we cannot round up without me bringing a 17 seconds clip of video, but I want you to say something about this before we move.
Okay, if we go, and the mice know on your holiday. Kabwa. Because in Anya, the Kaifa, this man who could ever now. In Anya, if you and will question that place. Manaju Naju, in the buy on our Jua. In the buy on our Fokwaya Wife. I am my ajuju. In Anya, this video now. From here. In fact, any name and ever end your life, I am my joy. Okay, Fugo. Nekenanya, when for destiny, Obaramanya mini. Go to the age of these boys, no here. The Nekenanya,
Zoo is finished. Zoo is gone.
On the age, really romance, even
12 years.
Yeah, for 12, 11 years here. Ebu Liebwe, Hajabawa, and Nezani for the commander na Wafa. Did you go to Kiev or we are going to leave for the commander na go Mazia?
This bastard. By the time I grab your mother walking on.
The good onion can no. The good onion care about 8 years. Let's say this one is 8 years. Onion. So does it mean that the zoo is finished and nobody wants to join the terrorist army again? Now they are
kidnap. If a woman's age, then can do anything. If a woman's hana wabata no budo like this, which is standing and I pokoro mu has train no abu and you wouldn't be away. You can't do it, you can't do nothing. because I'm from Nana and I do Umaza Onyachikwa no Maza volunteer on one. Do children volunteer when capital yes, naturally jammy. A Jew Maza under siege. And the worst part of that an international body now for this thing still can recognize this useless country as a country. Can you know Bodo? And this useless people are ashamed by presenting this kind of thing. It's a very Chineken. Then I am Mundibo. No one was in my womb. And I know, and it would be angry. We open one day. Only I know. I won't only make it. I won't name before. Ogo see that now these useless people are go tired. Ogo see na feel lose go complete. Onwe ozi ebozo aneje. Ikuku na iji wote if we complete this thing now. No, he always okuro ya na ebe eme. Only watch the picture present of the Finland this with all these useless Alamajiri boys because I call them Alamajiri boys. If you had to disappoint that the answer of that present of Finland in the picture with their body movement and that picture shows everything. The only thing I woman did that all no can nature one Nigeria, another can believe in one Nigeria. I'm very sorry. The people should come back. And when I could although about to be our gone before one Africa, on images in honor, make sure that the information reaching about to be end. Because now this a build way in our neighbor or while the end, which happen.
Yeah, yes. Pastor Vam, I don't know, should we take any call or we can end it because we
no,
are...
take a call in Kukuna, no when and then
if you want to take calls, maybe if you call, but I cannot take call from my end, except if anybody wants to call from my old number. They can call from Adadi Orama's end.
No.
Okay, fine. Then you can pick the call while we draw the broadcast to a close. So I don't want this to enter 3 hours.
Okay.
So dear friends, in case any... Okay, pick it, please.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
There.
Yeah,
on up top, ma. I couldn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Ganiru.
Mazi Kukenengo, Pastor Vam Ekenengo, Dadarama. Because I told me to can offer Juju, because Kuno Yanmakani hand to Redu Ikuku. Soluda Numa. Uncle Soludo when you fight to do Macasita at home. Well, come Macasita at home, we Buaria Mbosana, Mbosoka to on Monday. Can they work on Monday? Uncle Soludo Media. Because the God of Soludo Meditated in Nanambra State of Wanama.
Yes, sir.
Because when I do one, Obato Bia Guarai, say I am very vigilant now, many propaganda ya potokwe. Now, yes, Rodo Jiwa Potaketa no Maka December, 2nd of December. One day, I'm broadcast email yesterday. One idiot top down na on the by on Yapatakona Nuno on the 21 or 22.
Yes.
I made the brokers. Oh, Konda na Janum Casorodo na Guana no with security. Oh, you were boosting the buy on Shana. If ya Sorudo Omaka to call you Bukita no one. Because they want to go to Quana Sorudo to fight for Sita and Nabo. Oruana Kitano Waka December na then Kitano 2nd December na. Sorudo after Quana either fight for Sita for the second time.
And no, I put at security.
About security because I broke in cow the first time Sorudo fight to go this and fail. Ojiwebu Adiam Bosoka to on Monday, see the work on Monday. Or better any now fail. Kita December go now. Or Potapaka did fight for Sita to fail go for many years. Only check when you check here. Madam, they were onye ka nzi can contribute ndewo.
Ndonna. Ikuku na nwere ibe nwere ikwu na okwu ahụ.
The thing there is, you see, people need to understand what is going on. Soludo and his co-criminals are under pressure, immense pressure. They are under serious pressure. Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Ndewo anọ m na-efolo ka ọ na-aga mana esighị m ndị mba so atapụ m ka m wee pụta nso wee ka m ghara afọgori ka ọ na-aga na-ataịpụkwa ihe akpọrọ mama m ma olu m ọ na-apụta ebe
ọ na-apụta ọfụma ezi nwanne m ọ na-apụta
oke ka m kelegodi ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa ma ndị nsọ eluigwe ndị agha eluigwe Maazị Vam
Agazie
na-ekele Maazị Sọni na-apụ ọkụ Maazị Sọni na-apụ ọkụ ọ na-apụ ọkụ yawa makwa m bọta ọhụbeghị by face o nwere ike ahụ na ọ ga-echeta ma nchetakwara one or two things dịka otu m si gwa gị ya ada mana ihe m kere ikwu na ihe mfụrụ ebe a na ezigbote adị Igbo ị na-afụ ụzọ ịma mgbe e gosiri ụmụazị a ebi ndị nke Maazị Sọni gosiri nke ikpeazụ a
Maazị Sọni nọ ikuku na Biafra Unite.
Okay, yeah. Sorry for because I know them call you out for here. What the more things you kill na for me. On our pork, Biafra Unite na pork honestly. So the koto she call here now. Go and be say na here oge homage I just the non deck in there kidnap. Ọ mmadụ niile ka uche ha ga-aga ebe ahụ ya gosiri na iwe ezigbote ada na-afụ ụzọ and ụta anyị chikwu ya ka ọ dị ya ahụ ndị niile na-afụ mba ha na ha sị na moto akwụsịrị moto amato nwụsịsịrị ndị mmadụ ma ndị nke a na-awụ apụta na ebe ugwu ịnụ na asụ na egbochapụrụ ndị mmadụ mfe a na-apụtazie ọ bụrụ na ndị ọzọ anọchisiala be ha okwe na-aghọta yes ndị ahụ ihe nyonyo anyị kwuru maka ya ebe a na-asụ ha na-akọnvatị ha afọrọ m ya those days mgbe onye isi obodo anyị prime minister Ekpa Njoku the angel of okike abịa ma giving to Maazị Nnamdi Kanu Biafran land entirely but all the business changed the narrative of yesterday those days mgbe m fụrụ that thing he flashed it. But I will mail like this. Okay, Facebook.
Caller, begin to bring your call to a close. Your calls are not supposed to be more than 1 minute.
I don't know nation. One know that now. Go see the and when I'm because I'm on your issue.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Honorable Ndimbunande, can you give somebody chance to go 1 minute about the last call?
On a line, because now 1 minute. Don't worry, only also because 1 minute.
Okay.
Gani 1 minute.
Okay. Honorable Ndimbunande.
There is one name.
Ekenem Linne. Vam. Honorable, I'm making working for you. Ikuku na yana hema hona ebe na ịma ha akpa ndị ịma ha eke ịma ha kpa akpa dị ike adọrọ gị iji akpa nwanne nwoke asị gị darụ ndewo
okwu na-efie m arụ okuku
ọ na-afịaga ihe nji mara gị ihe na-asị m okwu na-afịaga arụ okwu ndị na-amụ ka esi ekwu ya biko ụmụnne m darụ ụmụ Chukwu okike obiọma ana m ekene onye ọbụla biko biko Honorable ndị bụ na ndị egede o nwere okwu ikwuru ebe a ka m chọrọ ịga maka ụmụaka ha kpụpụtara ndị na-achọ ịbịa ndị achọrọ iwetara anyị na ana Biafra ka ha bịa ndị a na-etinye ya abịa ịgba egbe ị na-emerefe ebere ndị a mpa understand biko ihe m na-agwa gị life and direct ihe a na-agwa unu na-awụ eziokwu ka m na-agwa unu onweghị mix na adịghị ya ọhụrụ Clement these people ụmụazị a unu fụrụ enwere nne ha enwere nna
yes
ha marọ nne na ntị ihe na-agwa gị ebe nọ ka m ji agwa gị ya ha marọ nne ha marọ nna enwere nne enweghị nna ebe a na-etere ụmụaka from Senegal ha ka ha na-akpọ anamajiri ya na-akpọ ebe awụ ihe na-akpọ ebe ụmụta dịbe ihe a na-asọsọ ya na-agụ Arabic ihe a na-akparị n'obodo a ị na-eweta aka to 10 years a na-eweta aka 10 years akpọpụ ha ama mfụsị ha ahụ ndị a paakị na Burkina ị na-anụ maka terrorist Burkina ọha nwa enweghị nne enweghị nna ebe a na-azụ ha na Senegal Mali ebe a na-azụ ha ha kpụrụ ihe na-akpagharị eji ha na-agbakọta to 10 years ịma mfụsị ha ebupụta grup ha juru n'obodo a na-akpagharị gọọmenti na-etere ha a na-enye ha nri mana ịma nnọkọta ya n'ụbọchị asị gị na enwere terrorist attack na Senegal ọ dịrọ possible ha dị well secured bụ n'ọdụ ụmụaka ka a na-etere n'obodo a ọha ndị a na-ebulata na be anyị ọha ndị a na-ebulata na terrorist country kpọ Nigeria ha wee na-eme ifere naanị and from A to Z none of them onye Senegal onweghị onye Senegal nọ n'ime ha from A to Z ndị Janjaweed Fulani throughout Fulani ihe na-agwụ na life and direct onye Senegal indigen adịrọ involved ndị anyị na-aya ayịyọ Fulani throughout and a na-ebute ha n'obodo a steady ụmụazị from ịna-afụ adịcha ụmụ kịrịkịrịkịrị 2 3 years 5 years nwaanyị adịghị involved among them ịma mfụ
ngwa kola biko gaa n'iru 1 minute use 1 minute Chukwu gọzie gị biko be audible 1 minute.
Yeah, okay. So kenekwa bam na ndị ara mma. Biko ihe mwa chọrọ ịgbakwunyere unu na okwu abụọ just 2 things. Number 1 bụ ihe gbasara Governor Zulu for Borno State Governor. Ọ dị na nwa agwụ unu nke bụ eziokwu ihe a niile ma Zulu gworo na ala ụlọ ihe niile na the same plan. Enwenugo since mkpakpa niile a Fulani na-akpọ enwenugo any Fulani official Fulani government pụtara condemn ihe ndị a na-eme even one day mwa afụbeghị even ordinary masses. This thing is general agenda. So side nke anwa ga another side bụ ba ihe gbasara Soludo. I'm not talking Biafra itefu na Soludo na-eme election next I think this year I think in November or something like that I think or next year for second tenor. So ihe a unu fụrụ ọ na-eme na ụka wee deceive Janjaweed ka nwee ike ikwu ya ka ọ banye that seat second tenor. So very any other ten that is the reason o jere akọ ihe anyị fụrụ ọ na-akọ na shop ihe a ka o wee meghere ndị Fulani anya ka ha nwee ike ka ha ghara iri gị election ya kwuo ka ọ chia second tenor enwere any other ten. So thank you very much. Ya ka m si ka ụmụnne m here.
Thank you, Mazi. God bless you. All right. Pastor Vam, the Honorable Minister, please, let's use 1 minute to give our closing remarks so that we can shut down before it gets to 3 hours.
Exactly. Thank you, Ikuku. Thank you, Adenawa Wachineke. Thank you, Honorable Dembo Nandegede. Thank you, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Tonight, you can see how proactive and how effective we are. As long as Biafra is concerned and our freedom is concerned, there is nothing that will hold us back. Haven't you seen how deliverable, how we deliver, or how, positive and result-oriented we are? We were still live on this program, talking about Burna Boy and what he did to Speed Darlington. While we were yet on it, passing our message across, the results came out. The result So if there's anybody still doubting whether this is real or whether it is happening, you know, some of you are the people that will, like that sons of the prophets that was doubting Elijah and told him that even if the windows were open in heaven, it will never happen. The man of God looked at him and told him, with your eyes you will see it, but you will never experience it. Because by this time tomorrow, a bag of rice, a leg of cow, and this and that will be sold for 1 shekel, for 1 ejema. By this time, after the declaration of Biafra, you will see the kingdom of heaven manifesting upon this earth. And we, as the messengers, will be here to begin to call Biafrans together for the celebration and to the celebration party for Biafra. Because we are putting a lot in this. Both our resources, our time, our heart, our faith, everything. And many lives have gone for this purpose. I am telling you, nothing will stop the manifestation of the sons of God, which is Biafra. We're not wasting our time. We know what we're doing. The results you are seeing now are just preamble. You are going to see the real thing. The real democracy, the real, sustainable democracy. Biafra will make it happen. And we, as forerunners and ambassadors of these things, will make sure none of you will be left behind. Airborne, remain vam vam vam.
Airborne. Ngwanore Darlington Bonandegede, take it from there.
Wow, umundiwo. Gene. In fact, I want to hear more biangole. Ihe na-enye m obi aṅụrị that na a na-ekwu nke o mere ọma ọzọ. Ndị nzama a na-egbuchasị onwe fa na-achọrọ agba nnekọ ka ha binyite mụ ha na-ebinyite mụ ha na-ada ha na-ebinye ma ha were ịda ada. Debe anyị sị na pastọ nọ emenwu nke a ahụ na pastọ ha ya emenwe ha bịa kwuo aka dị ekpuchi ọnwa ebe okwu m na-eje and Ifechukwu dere odegie ọbata obi egwala ndị ụchụ sa onye ọ na-abịa ka anyị jikọta aka ya ọnụ move forward. And aka nwere ndị ka na-agba nnekọba ka ha ka believe na one thing na believe ha chi ama wee na-agụ na ụmụ ndị Igbo na-asị okwu m were wụrụ gịnị ndị be anyị si na ife dị na mmiri na-eji ugogbo enyi ihe ọbata obi eprove go ihe niile oyi eprove iji wee gosi ụlọ that na abịa for good iji wee gosi ụlọ ya bịa na ificha ụlọ anya mmiri iji wee gosi ụlọ that na after ya nwa onweghị onye ọzọ and which is the truth. I miss this target agbata obi no more. Agwana m ọnụ gwakwa ya na-ekwu ya kịta enu na-agbara m akaebe ana na-agbara m akaebe if we miss this target nke a Chineke nyere anyị wee kpọpụtara anyị ọbata obi onye njiri mara nne na nna ya nọ na Biafra land ya je kpọrọ ụmụnne m onye ọ na-abịa na ka anyị bịa together with one mind and love. Ọgụ anyị nwe ya nụrụ ya onwe anyị. Israel nụrụ nke ha ọzọ anyị nwe ndị ya ha nụrụ anyị anụrụ karịa ha nwa sef na ọnwụ na enwe ike igwe onwe anyị eziokwu ọdụ anyị Biafra na ya ebidogo gwa onwe anyị eziokwu. So ana m ekene unu wee were ụzọ wee na-agwa unu sị na unu echezakwara London o by 10 o'clock Biafran time by 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock I owe you loan identity card Biafran self-referendum Biafran coin kekwa Biafran vote anything on agbagwoju ga na ndị ukolo mmụọ ya nọ life and direct onwe question ị chọrọ iji ukolo mmụọ ọnọdụ ide jụọ ya ọ naghị shake when I work on after Saturday another big one na-abịa ukolo mmụọ na-abịa n'otu nnọkọ ezinụlọ ndị Igbo niile na-ejike aka echiwe ya ugoda ite onye ọ na make sure na ọ batara n'ọnwụ na ijire bịa were support ada ndị mba na ndị egede bịa support ọbata obi na ụmụ ka ị na-enye bịa were support onye nwere onwe njem nwere onwe n'ọsọkwa anya ahụ sọkwa $1 otu nwa eje mma ọ na-eje mma hence na nke squeeze nwụrụ ihe eji wee support bịa mee ihe afụ ka obi gị ya adịda ide mgbe ọ na itiri ego na njem nwere onwe a in fact ọ ya dị ka nwere ibu ara ibupụrụ onwe gị na-arụ try go die one day ọnwụ na donate be na njem nwere onwe a try ya donate ọwụgodu $1 or $1 ka ị donate ihe o ya dị ka iwu onye amụ nwere ọfụ try ya anya unu ya akọtakwala m so ana m ekene unu niile na-ekene ikuku na-ekene vam nna m otekwere n'ọma na gị so ụmụnne m ana m ekene unu na-asị unu Chineke gọziele m unu ogologo ndụ n'ala isi ike ife nna ya n'isi unu iji awere ndewo na ụmụ ndị gboo
ndewo Honorable ndị mbụ na ndị egede ndewo Honorable Vam ndewo Biafrans and of course lovers of freedom wherever you have joined us from. We say thank you so much for your contribution. We say thank you for being here to listen and of course help to push the gospel of redemption to the wider audience. We thank God for everything. We thank God for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We thank God for our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa Njokun. And of course, we thank God for every cabinet member of the Biafra Republic government in exile. We thank God for the protection of our men, the Biafra Defense Forces, and for the victory that He always gives to us whenever the enemies, the Janjaweed terrorist army, come to destroy the lives and properties of the people of Biafra. We glorify the name of God. Thank you all. My comrades have spoken and they have said it all. If you know that you haven't supported this very movement, especially financially, then I don't know what you are waiting for. And I don't know the story or history that you are going to tell your next generation. It is very, very important that you know that we are fighting for survival. This fight is a fight for survival. We are no longer receiving calls. We are on the ending part of the program. This is a battle of survival. We are fighting against extermination of the Biafran people. We are fighting to live. Therefore, anybody who thinks that the zoo is better than a free Biafra nation, then go to Burna State and live with them. Go to Benue State and live with them. Go to Zamfara State, go to Kebbi, go to Sokoto, go to Katsina, go to Gombe, go to Niger State,
yes,
go to Jigawa, go to these places, go to some part of western region of the zoo and live with them for only but 1 month. Then come back and tell us what you saw.
yes.
Every Biafran must come together to support the Prime Minister and his team for the restoration of Biafra and for peace, the everlasting peace in the land of Biafra. The time is now. You don't have to be told what to do. We don't have to continue to convince you. If anybody has not seen the handwriting on the wall since 2021 till today, then forget it. You are not living. You are not living. If you haven't seen or know who is fighting for your freedom for the past 3 to 4 years now, then forget it. Nobody can help you. You don't have to be convinced anymore, because I believe that every Biafran that has interest in freedom must have been convinced by now. I don't want to talk too much. Thank you all as you support this very march to freedom. My comrades, I greet every one of you for coming. Airborne! Thank you all.
Airborne!